Whitney Young football is on the air, live from Rockne Stadium on the west side of the greatest city in the world, Chicago. It's week 2 of the regular season of high school football in the state of Illinois. We are coming to you live on the Whitney Young football YouTube channel with today's action between your Young Dolphins hosting the Sarah Goode Knights. Young, posting a week 1 win in the fall campaign, rolled over the undermanned Clemente Wildcats squad 56-1. Goode, similarly, had a kickoff week walkover over Chicago Vocational, whopping the Cavaliers 52-0 in a shutout. With a week 1 challenges out of the way, this early season matchup might be a great measuring stick for both of these up-and-coming programs. Todd Kibbe reporting alongside with the multi-talented commentator, videographer, Tony McHale. Tony, we had a great week with big numbers tuning in last week. I only see things going up for both us and, more importantly, the Young Dolphins this season.
Absolutely, Todd. As soon as people hear about how great we are. I mean.
Yes, of course. Let us keep telling them.
So, as you mentioned, the season starts to get harder now. Sarah Goode is in the playoff side of the CPS bracket. And the biggest thing here is Coach McLaren of the Goode Knights is a 2008 graduate of Whitney Young Magnet High School. So, there's a little something extra out there for the players on the field. They know what it would mean for their coach to win this football game. And they're going to put it all on the line for him today.
They certainly are. So let's dig a little deeper into both those programs. For Whitney Young, again, under the watchful eye of third-year coach Dan Finger, Whitney Young graduate, the class of 2012 himself, had a stellar 1-week performance with a great write-up in the Sun-Times. All positives for this resurgent program going forward.
Yeah, Todd, it was great. The Clemente Wildcats runner, man, they only put 16 people on the field, but as we mentioned, you want to play up to the bar you set for yourself, not just win the football game. And I think they did a lot of good things. I think the biggest improvement you always see is from week 1 to week 2.
Right.
So I think you're going to see a lot of improvement today. You get number 8, Sam Wyatt, back on the field. So that'll give you some more offensive options and your middle linebacker back in the game. So I think you'll see some improved play from the Dolphins against a much better opponent.
Offensively, the tip of the spear last week was quarterback Patrick McHale, 2 rushing touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns for 3 and 14 yards and 1 passing, an 18-yard hookup with his primary receiver Anthony Hood, threw for over 120 yards. Obviously the leader on this offense. How was Mr. McHale this week at home?
His head fit through the door by Wednesday. But I think a lot of things work in the Dolphins' favor today. The boys went back to school this week on Monday.
Yep.
So they didn't have a lot of time to think about the game. They got the schoolwork going. They had practice tight right after school for 4:30 to 7. So they were focused, and they know what this game means to Goode, so they're going to be ready.
Yeah, they certainly are. Speaking of Goode, we spoke of the head coach and Whitney Young class of 28 grad, Terrence McLaren, brings his team into this stadium with a lot of momentum, 52-0 again in that shutout versus CVS. And a quarterback numbers who are just out of this world, albeit against an inferior opponent. But amazing, 1 for 1 in passing, 4 rushes for 200 yards and 3 TDs. Senior play caller Jaheed Puckett is one of making some noise early on in this young season for Goode.
So the challenge the Dolphins face today is a triple option offense. And when you have smaller players, when you don't have big numbers, that's what you go to, just like the military academies. And they ran it to perfection last week. The challenge I think Goode's going to have on the offensive side of the ball, they only ran 14 offensive plays. So how do you get better?
Right.
And this is a big step up for them to play Whitney Young. Whitney Young's a disciplined football team, plays great defense, is able to get off the blocks they're going to face on this triple option. So the keys always are, Todd, tackle everybody.
Yep.
And figure out who has the ball later. So that'll be the keys for the Dolphin against this Goode offense.
Pregame rolls on. We had an opportunity to talk to both head coaches. We're going to start with Coach Dan Finger. You had an opportunity to talk to him prior to this, or just a few moments ago, and let's hear what he had to say about today's matchup.
We're joined again today by Whitney Young Dolphin head coach Dan Finger. Coach, great win last week. Nice publicity in the Sun-Times. What were some of your takeaways from last week's win?
Just excited to see the guys come together. We've got a ton of little things we can improve on, and that's going to make the big things better too. So that's exciting for me as a coach for sure. And I know our guys brought a good level of focus this week, first week of school, first week of classes. So we had those added distractions, those added obstacles to overcome, and our guys did it well. So looking forward to getting better today as well.
So Sarah Goode is coached by Coach McLaren, a 2008 Whitney Young graduate. He's going to have his guys focused. This will be the win of their season. How do you get your guys prepped for that kind of pressure?
We just got to, understand that we're going to play a good football team today who does something that we've never defended since I've been here, really, with the triple option and the reads. And, being assignment sound and trusting the guy next to you is something we preach every week. And this is one of those weeks where it's especially important. And our guys did a good job with it in practice this week, so we're looking forward to seeing them play a little more freely and make some plays on defense, especially today.
Some keys for the game today?
We definitely want to hold on to the ball, no giveaways offensively, and then being assignment gap sound in that triple option. They're going to read us. They're going to make us defend the entire 53-yard wide field, and so we got to trust the guy next to us and make sure we're flowing to the ball once we know where it's going. Offensively, we want to continue to, like I said, not give it away, but we also want to create explosive plays. So those plays bigger than 20 yards or more, we want those chunk plays that really statistically show that we're going to score more frequently. We have a higher percentage of points earned on a drive if we create those 20-yard plus plays. So we're looking to get some of those this week as well.
Coach, thank you. Good luck today, and we'll see you next Friday at Lane Tech.
Appreciate it. Go Dolphins.
I like his point is like those distractions,
right.
like school.
Sometimes it works in your favor, right, though? The kids are occupied now from 8 to 3.
That's true.
They come out, and a lot of times I see it in myself. When you're busy, you do a better job. When you have tons of time, you're like, I'll get there. But now you only got 3 hours to work, 3 hours a day, 4 days this week. So I think they'll be ready.
When he said he thinks he's going to see a good squad, do you think he meant a good squad or a good squad?
I don't think he was working on the puns today before the game.
That's our job. So we did have an opportunity to talk to Coach McLaren about his squad, and here's what he had to say.
Welcome back to Whitney Young Football here on the YouTube channel. We're joined by the head coach, Terrence McLaren, of the Sarah Goode Knights. And Coach McLaren, welcome to the broadcast. Tell us a little bit about your program and what we can anticipate today.
So our program, we're trying to get off the ground. We started our football program in 2014. This is my third season as the head coach. I started off as an assistant coach. So it's a bittersweet day today. I'm an alumni of Whitney Young, class of 2008. So it should be a pretty fun game today.
Pretty fun game, and if I remember you telling us last week, you played center and defensive back. That's quite a range you've got.
Center and DN my senior year. Sophomore year, tight end, linebacker, nickelback, and strong safety on junior year. So, I played all around the field.
All around the field. Well, tell us a little bit about your squad. Let's start focus offensively first. You've got a quarterback, Jaheed Puckett, who had some pretty impressive numbers last week. 4 rushes for 200 yards. That's a pretty good average. How's he going to maintain that 50-yard carry per average today?
Well, we just want to make sure he stay consistent, do what he's supposed to do, and make good reads. And I think he'll be able to do just what he did last week.
Any other folks we ought to key in on for your offense today?
We're debuting number 7. He didn't play last week, so it's his breakout game this week. Number 7 actually had a rushing yard for the school with 205 yards in a single game.
Fantastic. We'll keep our eye on him. Defensively, what are you anticipating, or who are you looking towards leading the defense today for the Knights?
So our leading defensive player has been Marquise Brown, number 2. He's always been our leading tackler for the past 2 seasons. And number 6, Martise Whitehurst, is going to be a key player for us today.
So last week, a shutout. You pitched a shutout, 52-0 against CVS. The Cavaliers, not much of a competition. Today's competition gets a little bit steeper. The Whitney Young Dolphins. What do you anticipate from Coach Dan Finger's squad?
Well, I know those guys are going to come out and play hard and play tough, as that's the Whitney Young tradition. As being an alumni, that I know what to expect as far as what we instill in those young men at that program, and it's a great program. We just got to, I told our guys, make sure we stay focused and play football the whole game no matter what happens, because those guys not going to quit, and we're not going to quit either.
So, Coach, if you got to break it down to 3 keys today, what are your keys for your kids to come away with a victory today?
Well, we definitely want to make sure that we contain the quarterback. I think his name Patrick McHale. He's a pretty athletic kid. been following him since last season. So we want to definitely make sure we contain him and stop Whitney Young's running game.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for sharing a few minutes with us today, and good luck today, and good luck through the rest of the season. Let's hope we play all 9.
Thank you.
Good to talk to both coaches today. That's we rarely get an opportunity
to see both of them. But it was great. Coach McLaren was here last week scouting out the Dolphins. Got a little chance to talk to him last week. He's excited about this program.
Yeah.
He's only got 21 kids dressed today, just as varsity kids. But he says he has another 20 or 25 on the JV squad. So for a program that's only been around for 7 years,
yep,
great numbers. I think there's about 800 kids at Sarah Goode, co-ed school, obviously. So great numbers when you have 400 boys out there looking to play football.
Yeah, and, he's got some big boys that are out there. As we look across, number 76, Yasir Burton, he's 6'1", and they have him as 0. But
0 pounds?
That might be like 3 zeros, 300
right.
zeros or something like that, because he's a big, big boy. So this should be a good matchup, Tony, and a good balanced attack for Whitney Young to come out and kind of understand what they need to do and kind of run through their offense. Because, again, last week's opponent, it was an inferior opponent. And the hard part about that is to try to measure yourself. And, as you say, you play to your ability, not to your competition's capabilities. And, this is going to be a more stout test, I do believe.
Right, and you're going to it's interesting when you look at the defensive stats is we had a sophomore, Joseph Clayton, lead the team in tackles last week from a middle linebacker position. So he's gotten a little bigger than he was in the spring. Still has great speed. But what I'm looking today, Todd, is to see Tommy Basurio. He's going to be the player they're going to option that defensive end.
Right.
So he's as big as some of these offensive linemen that we're seeing down on the field right now. It's how fast can he get to the ball, and how fast can young Anthony Hood or Patrick McHale from his safety position come up and support that run and make sure nothing gets outside to the sideline.
Why don't we take a look at the Dolphin offense? I'll let you go through with the young Dolphin offense and run through the starters as we know them here some 20 minutes before kickoff.
Right, Todd. So still a very young offensive line. We mentioned the senior, number 77, Tommy Basurio. He's 6'5", 289 pounds. Next to him is the freshman, Nick Dale, at left guard, number 67, 5'11", 241. A freshman still at center who did a great job last week with the shotgun snap.
Yep.
Juan Cepeda, he's 5'11", 233 pounds. A senior at right guard, number 72, Josiah Roman, 5'10", 262. And anchoring that right side of that line is Brady Miller, number 55. He's 6'2", 197. Previously mentioned, under center is Patrick McHale, number 12. He's 6'1", 180, and a senior. Starting at running back will be number 24, Frank Skotanis, 6', 194, and a senior. And next to him, we're thinking, is going to be Joseph Clayton, number 33, the sophomore, 5'7", 170. Out on the wings, number 3, always a threat to go all the way, is Anthony Hood. He's 5'11", 172 pounds. On the other side, number 21, Harrison Nagasa, also a sophomore, 6'2", 180. And lining up at tight end, also had 9 tackles last week, is number 6, Alex Dale, 6', 212 pounds. And he is just a machine out there, Todd.
Defensively for the Goode Knights, they're going to go left to right up front. They run a 4-3 defense. It's going to be Marquise Brown. He is I'm going to have to do this by hand here, a 5'9", 150-pound senior. Also going both ways and being your quarterback. The other defensive end is Martise Whitehurst. Martise is a 6-foot junior. Wears number 6 and is 165 pounds. Alejandro Guzman is one of the defensive tackles. He's 5'11", 270 pounds. On the other side is Malik Howard, wears number 64. He's a junior, 5'8", 180 pounds. The linebacking core for the Goode Knights, Marquise Whitehurst, wears number 23, Michael Jordan, 5'9", 175 pounds, and a junior. Jaquan Hunter, who Coach McLaren spoke about, was also going to go both ways. He is a 5'9", 220-pound senior, and his first game back, missed last week. And the third member of that trio, Joaquin Martinez, 5'9", 175-pound junior. He wears number 54. Corners, number 20. Clarence Davis is a 5'11". They don't have him listed in how many pounds. Sophomore playing one corner. The other side is 21, Avion Johnson, he is 5'10", 150 pounds, senior. He wears the 21 jersey. Jerrion Payton will be your strong safety. He's a senior and wears number 1. And your free safety, once again, will be quarterback Jaheed Puckett. The quarterback going both ways at free safety, 5'6", 175 pounds, and a senior. So, again, Goode out with 21 players on the carpet right now. Natural turf. We got a bit of an overcast day here. It looks really pretty, and I don't think we're going to have we're not going to have the heat that we had last week, and we're also hopefully going to miss most of that precipitation this week.
We're going to stay dry. It's gotten a little more humid than it was this morning.
Yep.
But 20 degrees cooler than it was at kickoff last time. Just for everybody at home, Todd, the game before this game got over a little bit late, so there's still 15 minutes on the clock as the teams warm up. So we're going to we'll see kickoff about 1:15 today.
So we've got a lot of time
we got some time to cover. What do you want to talk about?
To cut through some of this stuff and understand it and divulge it and digest it and see where when do we take call-ins, ask questions. Well, now I see why those radio guys do that. Hey, Frank from Frankfurt, what are you thinking?
Fill some time.
No.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see this good offense. As you mentioned, Jaheed Puckett had a great week last week, 1-for-1 passing, 20 yards and a touchdown. Touched the ball 4 times on rushes, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's 5'6", 157. So he's going to come up against a lot bigger guys today. Tommy Basario, Alex Dales, Patrick McHale, Sam Wyatt. So we'll have to see how he holds up to that kind of pounding. The danger always when you run an option offense is, do you hold on to the ball?
Right.
So, and that speed of the defenders, especially with only 21 varsity players, is super hard to simulate in practice. So when Puckett gets some pressure, what happens with that toss?
Right.
Is it going to be good? Is his receiver able to, or his running back able to catch it with a safety or a linebacker coming down on him? So those are some of the interesting things we'll have to see. Is only game 2. Neither of these teams really had to run full speed last week. So we'll see what happens. We're watching the Goode kicker warm up. They went for all 2-point conversions last week, Todd. So I think this is just a diversion that he's trying to kick 30-yard field goals right now.
Right. We watched a game last night where the kicker was teeing it up at 30 and had plenty of leg. Actually, the kid hit a 34-yard field goal last night. But, I don't think we're going to see too much kicking for the Goode Knights. Now, on the other side, Lamonzo Fernando, he's right up there in the scoring ranks with the guys getting the touchdowns, because he was 6 of 7 last week in a field goal.
Right.
So, that's a weapon. We talked about that last week. And if you have somebody who can kick, 3 points is big in this in CPS.
So we were talking with Coach before the game. I think he was joking when he said he fired his special teams coordinator, because he's still here. I don't know if he gave it to somebody else, but again, the opponent last week, CVS, Marquise Whitehurst, number 6, a 5'9", 175-pound senior. He had both a kick return and a punt return.
Wow.
So the special teams for the Dolphins are going to have to be a little bit better than they were last week. Nando did have 1 touchback.
Yep.
The wind is blowing out of the west today, a little bit harder than it was last week, so that should help when they're moving from right to left on your TV screen.
Mm-hmm.
But that's always the third team that gets overlooked a lot of times, especially in high school, when you don't have a ton of time to practice. You don't want anybody to get hurt. That's when most kids get hurt, is
right.
on special teams. So it's stay in your lanes, know where Nando's going to kick the ball, and just go down and make a tackle.
Yeah, that was the only blemish last week for the Dolphins, was the kickoff return, 88 yards. I had it as 80. I apologize to those folks at home and the Clemente folks. But, the return man for Clemente found a seam, and I'm sure that was the scab that Coach Finger was picking at this week. It's like, stay in your lane, stay in your lane, stay in your lanes. Do not get, yes, it makes it might make sense to you as you're running down the field to cut in a little bit, but you see what can happen when somebody over pursues and there's an opportunity to find
the backside's always open. So, there's no better practice in real life. So fortunately, the Dolphins did have 8 kickoffs last week.
Yeah.
So that did give them practice, and they did get better as the game went on.
Uh-huh.
So I think we'll see that tonight, it looks like Goode's trying out different kickers.
Right.
I just don't get the sense that this game's going to come down to a field goal. The Dolphins shown that they can be explosive with Frank Skotanis, and an option offense, when you're not used to playing an option offense, is always explosive, always ready to go for a touchdown.
Hey, we got a special guest who might be want to step in and have a little commentary here early on in the pregame. Good friend Sean Benishevich just stepped up to our position,
our broadcast
station.
Look,
Tony, we're doing the Bleachers broadcast. It's a little, kind of retro and bringing back the way that it was done outside, in the elements.
Back in the day, there's a field goal.
Hey, there you go. See, there's opportunity
number
all
20,
around.
Who you got? Number 20.
20 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, Clarence Davis.
Just straight on Mark Mosley style, kicked a 30-yard field goal.
Mark Mosley.
Hey, could have gone Tom Dempsey.
Tom Dempsey would have been my straight kick, or George Blanda. But anyhow, so both squads, Whitney Young has retreated back to their post before the game here. Still plenty of time, as I don't even see the officiating crew here yet.
Well, they still have 11 minutes. Why get here early?
That's true. A little bit of a haze on the day today. As you said, the humidity did go up a tad bit. What's the temperature right now coming in as we're talking? Let's see. The old weather.
There you go. Tom Skilling,
73 degrees, cloudy.
But it is a little humid out there, so that'll have an effect on the kids. Coach Finger did a great job last week running a lot of players in, got a lot of freshmen some time.
Yep.
So that's always beneficial. We're not sure of the 21 kids that Goode brought today, if all of them see the field, or if the majority of them will just flip from offense to defense when the ball goes over. So,
yeah. And that is one when they run this option. I'm terrible at calling the option.
Well,
it's because you never see it anymore.
Right. We'll just figure out who has the ball at the end.
Puckett.
So there's number 7 that
Hunter.
Coach said didn't play last week.
Jaquan Hunter, and he said he's got the rushing yardage.
Single game
rushing yardage title for the Goode Knights. Over 200 yards in one game. Fake. There's a little bit of a dump pass, so there's opportunity there.
Right, and that's the folks at home are watching Goode warm up. That's always the fear when you're keyed on the option is your D-backs start looking in the backfield, and there's always a pass open.
That's true. And they're just lining up tight, so just a little dump pass here, dump pass left, dump pass right. That one was Martise Whitehurst. So,
Yeah, and Jaheed Puckett listed at 150 on Max Preps, Todd. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he might have to have lunch before he gets to 150.
And not sweat a whole lot. So Goode in their traveling white uniforms. They've got that outline of red around gray numbers, which is always fun for announcers. Gray trousers, red helmets with a white stripe down the middle and their logo on each side. Red socks for most of the players, except number 7, Jaquan Hunter. Want to step out a little bit and goes
white and red.
White and red. So that works. The Dolphins in their traditional beautiful orange jerseys, orange trousers, trimmed in blue, white numbers. Dolphins across the front, and the ever-present Clemson-colored helmets.
So, Todd, as we've watched Goode warm up, they haven't run the option once. It's all their pass plays.
I think they got to work on those because they probably didn't get a chance to do that during the week, right? So,
but you would think that a pitch, the pitch is probably the hardest thing to do on the move. That you'd want to get those warmed up before the game starts rather than wait until it happens. It'll be interesting to see who wins the toss. I'm quite sure that the Dolphins want to put Goode on offense first, see if they can pin them deep. Goode, I would think, wants to take the ball, wants to make a statement, get out there early, get to an early lead. So as soon as the officials show up.
Yeah, that's always.
There we go. There they are.
There they are, making their presence be known. At least we got 3. You got an umpire, a side judge, and a back judge. That would work.
Whatever it takes, we'll do.
That's right.
So it'll be interesting. The other problem with running the option, and in colleges, there's a lot of holding when you're not experienced running the option.
Right.
I'm not sure how much these officials will call or see holding. So the Dolphins are going to have to fight through these blocks and make sure they keep their – the key is keeping your outside arm free so you can keep moving.
Right.
You want to extend that play as far to the sideline as possible so your outside linebackers and your D-backs can come up and support.
Let's take a break from today's action. Let's look back to last night's action where a lot of action was going on Friday night here in the city, all across the city. Some big names and big numbers. What'd you find?
Todd, the number one team in the northern part of the state, according to the Sun-Times,
yes, sir,
for the second week in a row, went down.
Ooh.
So at Maine South, number 11 Maine South defeated number 1 Warrenville 10-2.
Wheaton Warrenville South? Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Wheaton Warrenville South.
10-2.
10-2.
10-2. Little defensive struggle there.
Oh, that was kind of like my this day in history back in 1986, 35 years ago. The Astros and the Cubs used an MLB record 53 players, including 17 pitchers, in a 2-day 18-inning marathon. Wow. Astros win 8-7.
That's why we root for ties these days.
There you go.
So Lincoln Way East in the far south suburb, since 2016, Todd, had been 47-1. You know what's coming?
Until
they went to number 9 Naperville Central last night and lost 20-17. So another great football game. Down on the south side of Chicago, a rivalry that should be played more, but I don't know the last time it was played. Number 7 Mount Carmel handled Phillips 42-0.
And as we mentioned, Phillips has been shut out for the 2021 season to date.
Now, in their defense, they played number 7 Mount Carmel on the road, and week 1 they went to Batavia, who's ranked 17th in the state right now. And so they'll get back into CPS play. Surprisingly, Notre Dame lost to Fenwick. Not surprisingly, lost to Fenwick. Number 17 Fenwick 42-7, but they're 0-2 right now. So not normally what you see from a Notre Dame team. Also in CPS, Simeon went out to Bolingbrook, lost 33-0. Friend of the program, DePaul beat Ridgewood 49-0. Kenwood, the Broncos continue to impress, Todd. They beat Hillcrest 15-12.
Wow.
In another surprise to me, maybe not to people who know more than me, but Nazareth lost for the second time this season. They're 0-2.
Wow. So
we'll have to see what happens to them. They're a 7A team that the Dolphins could potentially face in the playoffs.
Down year for Coach Racky's squad.
Next week's opponent for the Dolphins, Lane Tech, went down to TF South and lost 41-20. Taft at home beat Grant 41-14. Perspectives didn't have enough kids. That's our homecoming opponent on the 24th of this month. So they did not play last night. And we mentioned Phillips. So that's what we have. Scores of interest to the Dolphin program.
You know, this is a long lull. I mean, these kids got off the bus about 12 o'clock, so that's an hour and 15 minutes ago. They went out, they warmed up. This is the Whitney Young kids I'm speaking of now. They went out, they warmed up, they did their pregame. And, again, usually these games start at 1 o'clock. It's going to be closer to 1:20 when we actually get underway. Mentally, Tony, I mean, it's been eons since I played football, but I know that, once 7 o'clock came, because I was playing Friday night games, you were ready to go. I think you mentally get ready for a game when you're told what time you have to be at school to get on the bus, to get to the stadium, to get warm-ups in. 1 o'clock, this 20 minutes is kind of like,
Right, especially since the Dolphins are now on the bench, maybe getting a little tight.
Right.
You worry about overconfidence a little bit in this game. So that's why I think Coach Finger will want to put his team on defense first.
Yeah. Hit
somebody, get ready. Create a 3-and-out, get a punt, and get the ball back on a short field.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys that do go both ways on offense and defense. Defensively, you've got Basuriu, Cepeda, Roman. Maybe we'll see Neil Rocky this week. Those guys, all 4 of those guys could go both ways. Dale is definitely a two-way player. Clayton, we've talked about him. McHale, Hood. So there's a lot of, you'd rather put that, put that defense out there, get them out first, and shake some cobwebs off of the week, and get things going. So it looks like the officials are kind of making their way towards getting the captains.
Looking for captains, looking for a coach.
Hey, look who's going to get to call the flip, Tony.
There you go, number 25, the big man in the middle, Dalton Ferguson. He's a freshman, 4'10", 92 pounds.
Good for him. we saw a kid last night that we talked to our coach last night who I said, wasn't 69, wasn't he the little kid? He's like, yep, I coached him up. He's now,
there you go.
He's starting. So
made sure he eats. Yeah, so we'll be here in 3 years, Todd, and he'll be 6'4", 225 playing inside linebacker.
You sure will. Never know. You never know in this league. Kids grow at different rates, and, man, it's good to see number 8 back, too.
Yeah, Sam Wyatt had a little injury towards the end of summer camp. Missed last week. I talked to Coach. Coach said he probably could have played, but they knew they wouldn't need him. Give him one more week to heal out. We did mention Neil Rockne. He's out for today. He said I talked to him before the game. He said he'll be back for next week.
Okay.
So the Dolphins look like they're pretty healthy right now. And so here come the other captains.
True. Those other captains would be Sam Wyatt, Patrick McHale, Tommy Basuriu, and Alec Dale. And for the Good Knights, you've got Jaheed Puckett. Well, they're shifting them up a little bit. Puckett, Marquise Whitehurst, and big number 78, Alejandro Guzman. So, and Coach Goode. Coach Goode, this kind of got a little, I'm
Coach
sure
McLaren.
a lot of McLaren, excuse me, Coach Goode. Coach McLaren from Goode. Mixed emotions because he's walking up against the team that he used to represent the colors on.
But
so.
it would make their season today, Todd, if Goode was able to knock off the Dolphins.
Yep.
So, Todd, I got your history lesson for today.
Wow. Okay. I have pen and paper in hand, ready to go.
So Sarah E. Goode
is
an inventor. She is the second African-American woman to be granted a patent in the United States. Do you know what she invented?
The Barcalounger.
Close. She invented the first fold-away bed right here in Chicago to try and solve some of the space issues that were happening here in Chicago and in New York.
I thought it was
She was first.
Murphy.
She was first.
Wow. Well, good for her.
So, yeah, so
Pun
that is
intended.
Sarah E. Goode. And the Sarah E. Goode High School is a STEM high school. So
It's a beautiful spot. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's a great school.
It is.
And the kids that go there are able to not only get their high school diploma, but also work on their 2-year associate's degree. So they can graduate with a technology associate's degree and then either go on to a 4-year school or go on and get a job right away.
So the actual coin flip between the captains occurred
Last night or today?
today, right then. I actually saw it. The Dolphins will kick. I think Goode won the flip and decided to receive, so they are going to defend the north goal, moving from the north to the south, left to right on your TV screen, and the Dolphins will be defending the southern goal, moving right to left on your television. So thank you all for joining us here today on a bit of an overcast day, but still a beautiful afternoon for football. The weather is just about right at 73 degrees. And a bit of a breeze coming out of the southwest. Do they play the national anthem?
No, they do not.
They started at the first game, right?
I don't think there's any speakers here, Todd.
That's true.
And unfortunately, the flagpole is broken. We do not have an American flag. So.
Well, we will probably at least be able to see how much time is left because there's not any
That'll
bright
overcast.
sunshine, so that'll help us out a little bit. So teeing it up will be number 15, Fernando Lozano, the kicking specialist for the Whitney Young Dolphins. He is a weapon. Got a lot of those Dolphin stickers on the back of their lids this week after last week's win. I think you get to put them wherever you want, don't you, Tony?
I wasn't
Did you talk to QB1?
I probably talked to him. I don't think he talked back to me.
That's right. Unless in grunts, right?
I didn't need to know.
That's right. Just a need to know kind of thing, and you don't. So here we are, week 2, getting ready to kick off on the west side here at Knute Rockne Stadium.
Historic Knute Rockne Stadium.
Who's Knute Rockne, Tony?
He was a Norwegian guy, Todd, who worked on synthetic rubber.
See? I learned so much at these games. Both squads now making their way out onto the field. The officiating crews are here with us. We've got the Fierce Five out there and ready to go. You know, the funny thing is in the NFL, the white hat always goes to the end where the receiving is going.
Yeah, he's the offensive guy.
Yep.
I think he realizes he's on the wrong side.
I'm like,
We're going the other way.
That's gonna, just why not add a few more moments to the? There we go.
To the expectation, to the tension.
Ball. Yeah, I was thinking that they're going to do something different here today. It's CPS, right? Why not?
Everything's different here at CPS.
Lozano's got it teed up the 40-yard line, back deep.
So I think it's really important, Todd, for the Dolphins to go down and make a big defensive stop here, not let Goode get any sort of momentum, any sort of idea that they can stay in this football game.
Malachi Sanders and Marquise Whitehurst are the two deep men, but that's kind of a misnomer because nobody's really that deep.
Not sure what they're expecting here. This ball's going to go over their head, and it's a live ball. So
yeah. And we've got the whistle. Whitney Young splits their 2-5s on the left and the right.
Still a little bunched on the right, Todd.
Yeah, they are. Lozano puts a foot into it, and we are underway. Bit of a squib. Comes to Whitehurst. Whitehurst at the 20. Goes to the left side to the 25, to the 30. That's where, still on his feet. Finally brought down. There out on the tackle was Tyson Hayes.
I was going to say the line judge on this side was walking out to the 30, but it looks like they'll give him the ball on the 33, and we will see this option offense from there.
Once again, starting it up will be Jaheed Puckett, the 5'6", 157-pound senior, at the play caller for the Good Knights. 1st and 10, the ball rests at the 32-yard line. Oh, there's no numbers on the field again, Tony. I thought you had that taken care of this week.
Sorry, my man.
All right, we'll see what happens. Shotgun formation for Puckett. Puckett takes a snap, fakes, calls his own number. McHale's right there, along with a host of other Dolphins. Stopping the play, no gain. Now they're going to spot it at the 34. At least that's where the line judge is. So a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
So I'll tell you, Todd, who made that play was number 8, Sam Wyatt, from his outside linebacker position. He came up, set the edge. There was no way for Puckett to get to the outside and make that a big play, and it allowed McHale to come up and make the tackle. So that's what you want. You want your linebackers to set the edge, and then you want McHale, Hood, and number 1. Where's my roster?
Clayton. Oh, 1 is Wildermuth.
The senior Josh Wildermuth to come up and make those tackles.
2nd down and 8, just underway here. Ball on the left hash, 1 receiver to wide the left side. Puckett hands this one off into the middle. First man through. Big number 7.
So right there was a little trouble on the exchange. You could see a hesitation that
he's got to read that though,
yeah,
right?
That Hunter was taking the ball and Puckett was trying to pull it out, and it just slowed down the play. So one change from last week, Todd, Frank Skrtanis, number 24, instead of playing linebacker, is up at defensive end, and they moved Big Tommy Basario inside to a defensive tackle position.
A little.
So you want him to stuff up the middle, and the speed of Skrtanis and Wyatt to set the edge.
When you get Wyatt back, that gives you a little bit more opportunity. Great job by Puckett, but a huge tackle there. Right in the middle of Alex Dale, yeah. So that'll bring up a 4th down, likely a punting situation.
And that's what Coach Finger was talking about in the pregame. You have to play positional football in this kind of game. You can't cheat. You can't think about helping anybody. You stay right where you're supposed to be. So Alex Dale didn't try and read that outside run to number 7, Hunter. He stayed home and was right there for the inside run by Puckett.
Hood is back. The punter will be number 20. That's Clarence Davis. Getting the right personnel out there for Goode. There's a flag because there was movement on the far side. I think that's going to be a 5-yard walk-off. Yeah, illegal shift by the Goode Knights. Long snapper is number 65. That's Carlos Pachado.
And again, you don't get to practice special teams a lot. And what we see with some of these schools, Todd, is a lot of these kids work during the summer. So you see kids coming back to the football team right as school starts. So there could be some confusion from that. Also, you have some new players out there.
There's the snap back. Skrtanis tries to blow it up. Little end-over-end boot. It bounces at the 45, and it's going to die right there at about the 43-yard line. So that's where the Dolphins will take over 1st and 10, get their first offensive possession with 9:26 remaining here in the first quarter. No score.
Tyson Hayes, number 16, Todd, needs to get out of the way of that ball. That ball was bouncing around at his feet and came close to a touch and a turnover. So here we go. We'll see what the Dolphins want to do. I'm sure they want to establish the run early. We'll see where they put Alex Dale's number 6. He played everywhere last week. Yeah, the left side of his helmet's pretty much filled up with Dolphins, isn't it?
It sure is. And Will Carter, the freshman, over to the right side as well. So Skrtanis in the backfield with McHale. McHale in the gun, takes the snap. 2-step drop, looks over the field. Going to have to shake out of the pockets. Got some room to the left side. He's at the 50, the 40, 35, little hesitation move. Finally gets run out of bounds there by Jaheed Puckett. McHale goes from the 43. They're going to spot it at the 28. So the 23 of Whitney Young down to the 28 of the Goode Knights.
I know it's a little early for math, isn't it?
Oh, 22 and 7. 29 yards on the pickup by McHale on the scramble.
Yeah, great patience by him. Didn't try and force the ball. Gave a little shimmy in the backfield and then was able to cut to the left side.
Clayton in the backfield along with Skutanis now. Skutanis dots the I. Receivers left and right. McHale takes, gives to Skutanis. Tries the right side. Frank still on his feet, driving hard up to the 25-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
So all Frank on that play, Todd. He picked up those 3 yards. He was hit about 2 yards in the backfield. So we talked about this a little bit. Is last week didn't teach the Dolphin offensive line to fire out that much. They didn't have to. They're going to have to hit some of these big boys up front today in order to create some room for the running backs.
Yeah, and you got to watch out for Martese Whitehurst. He's quick on the edge. So now Frank in the back, the lone back, receivers left and right, Carter to the left, Hood to the right, tight end to the left side is Wyatt. McHale under center, hands off, flag, stops the play prior to the snap.
Motion on the Dolphins. No, defensive offsides. So that'll make it 2nd and 2, 2nd and 2.5. So now it opens up the playbook a little bit.
Baba Nefesimi is in the game.
There you go.
Opadale. Nice.
Yeah, so Coach Lemming now at 2nd and 3 on the 16-yard line has some options about what he wants to do with this play.
He got it at 21, T. It's hard with the numbers, sorry.
No worries.
4 receivers deployed, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Skutanis in the backfield. McHale fakes, pulls it down, goes right into, shakes a couple of tacklers, gets a positive yardage. Great job by McHale to shed a few of the good defenders. They got to wrap him up, man. He's a wily one.
Just short, Todd.
So past the 20-yard line.
Inside, yeah. So 3rd and about half a yard. But again, I think this is something we're going to have to watch all game and as we go through the season. This young offensive line for the Dolphins needs to get some push. They need to get the defensive line going backwards and get some hats on some linebackers if this running game is going to succeed.
Cepeda's a freshman. Dale's a freshman. If he's out there, yep, he's out there. And then Opadale is a sophomore. So McHale goes under center, just needs a yard. Skutanis to the right side, little quick handoff, and he's going to have the first down. I think.
Yeah,
with his forward progress. Yeah, they'll take him. Jaquan Hunter with the tackle for the Knights. Spots the ball at the 17-yard line, so a gain of 2. He needed 1. He got 2. 1st and 10. 5th play of the drive coming up for the Dolphins. 6:40 remaining here in the first period.
And I think this is a situation where Coach Lemming wants to keep running the ball, and eventually you're going to wear down this good offensive line.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit smaller than the Dolphins' offensive line, and they're just short on numbers.
Will Carter's a tall freshman. They got a lot of underclassmen out there. We talked about that. McHale looks to the right. Nowhere to go. Lets it fly. Going to throw it out of bounds. Smart play by McHale. He was given pressure that time by Marquise Brown.
Yeah, great coverage, though, by the defensive backs, Todd. There was nobody open. Nowhere for McHale to throw the ball, and this time nowhere for him to run. So that was a little bit slower developing play than we've seen in the past. So maybe look for Coach Lemming to call a fast hitter. I'm still looking for that slant to Anthony Hood, which I think is a winner.
Yeah, let McHale just gun it across the field and get Hood on that in stride. And Hood now to the left side, Carter to the right. Dale, the tight end, to the right side. I formation. Clayton and Skutanis. Skutanis, the tail of the tandem. A little bit of confusion. Skutanis with a little skip move right up the gut. Frank's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. 17 yards.
And there you go. That was the blocking that they were looking for. That was a big hole for Frank to run through. And with his great vision, he hit it hard, and he was gone. And that's the start the Dolphins needed. They have to make sure that the Knights don't think they're in this football game.
17-yard touchdown run by Skutanis in to attempt the extra point is Fernando Lozano. McHale with the hold. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up. End over end. We are good. 6:01 remaining here in the first quarter. Dolphins strike first on a 6-play, 57-yard drive, taking 3 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock. Frank Scatanis, a 17-yard touchdown run. Extra point by Lozano is good. It's Whitney Young 7, Sarah Goode nothing.
Hey, we even updated the scoreboard, Todd.
Oh, last night we didn't update the scoreboard in the fourth quarter until it kept reading halftime. So.
Last week we didn't even put it up. Yeah.
All right. Hey.
So here you go. That's the drive you need. Now, if you can have another big defensive stop here, another 3 and out, you can put the Knights on their heels, and they're a team that doesn't look like they can throw the ball.
No. So, again, Lozano's got it teed up at the 20. These guys are not that deep, Tony. They're like at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, I think there would be an effort here for Lozano to kick it over the head and for the Dolphins to get down there and cover it.
I mean, you got some speedy guys out there. You got Wyatt and some small numbers. I'm assuming they're fast. Scatanis is in there. He needs to put a foot into this one. Still a bit of a squib to the left side. It goes to 23 again. That's Whitehurst. Whitehurst goes to the middle, goes airborne, and then comes down. About the 24-yard line, so they will start again about 8 yards behind where they did the first offensive possession.
So you have to wonder, though, Todd, that this is probably strategic for Coach Finger, is a directional kick toward the sideline, keep it in bounds. Basically, you cut half the field. That run back was more lateral than it was up and down. So no speed was developed, and you're able to get your guys down there and cover it.
So let's see if the –
So here's where I think you have to watch out for a pass.
They were working on him.
The Dolphins are looking run all the way, and McHale and the other D-backs have to stay honest here.
Puckett tries to put it in the belly of number 7, and 7 won't let it go. Again, that's if this is Jaquan Hunter's first game of the season and running this very precise offense, this wing back offense, they got to have a little bit better communication and more reps to, just understand I'm going to hold it in there for a while and then take it back out.
Right, because both the quarterback and the running back have to have the same read. They both have to understand what's going on.
He'll lose 2 yards. Sorry.
No, because if you don't let the ball go, you're either not going to gain anything or you're going to end up putting it on the ground eventually.
Exactly. Second down and 12 with 5:15 remaining here in the first. The Dolphins up 7-0 early on in week 2. Gerardo Nunez split to the numbers, well, if there were numbers, on the right side. 3 men in the backfield. Hard count, little movement by, there come the flags.
Now the referee threw a flag, which usually means an offensive penalty, but the line judge threw a flag.
I think it was the number 7 back there. Jaquan Hunter took an extra step.
Yep.
Offense.
So this is an offense that you can't go backwards on. You can't be behind the sticks. Because what you're really looking to do with this offense, Todd, is to gain a yard, gain 15 yards.
Yep.
So if you're now 7 yards behind the sticks, it's going to be a long day for you. So that's 2 penalties on the first 2 drives for the Knights.
Sorry, ball rests at the 17. It's second down and 17 with 4:40 remaining here in the first. Ball near the left hash. Again, the Goode Knights moving from the north to the south. Not much, again, a bit of a breeze up here, thank heavens. And the humidity's kind of dropped a bit. A little counter this time. They go to Hunter. He's not going to really have anything on that far right side.
And I really like the way the Dolphins are playing this right now, Todd. They're staying home. They're shedding blocks. You don't see anybody, especially along the front line, trying to chase from the backside, because the biggest danger is that the quarterback, Puckett, would reverse out of that handoff, and there's nobody home on the backside. But so far, Sam White and Tommy Basario are doing a great job stuffing up these plays.
Clayton on that play was will get credit for that tackle. Looks like Cepeda's coming over just to get some extra instruction from offensive coordinator Sean Lemming. Or Jake Lemming. Sorry, Jake. Sean's here. Jake's down there. I can't keep it straight. Third down and a whole bunch. A little bit of a counter move to 23. That's Marquise Whitehurst And a pod of Dolphins on that tackle.
Is this so we check that off?
Yeah, I got it.
Week 2, pod
yeah.
of Dolphins.
Yeah,
check.
pod of Dolphins. I did it. Yeah.
All right, but what's great about what's happening, Todd, is you're seeing the Dolphins fly to the ball. They're not letting one guy try and tackle these running backs, because Hunter, can you move your seat?
Yeah.
What's Hunter going?
Hunter, okay, oops.
Sorry.
Hunter goes 220.
220. So you're not going to bring him down with one guy, but what you're seeing right now is the defensive lineman get there, the outside linebacker get there, and you're seeing either McHale or, in that case, number 1, Wildermuth come up and
whoa, high snap over his head. Page goes into the end zone. He better pick it up. That's going to be a safety. Who are you going to give it the safety to? You're going to give it to either Sam Wyatt or Alex Dale.
Who has the ball?
Give it a low number. Nobody's got the ball. The punter had the ball.
Got it.
I think it's either going to be Dale or Wyatt with the safety. So it'll give Goode a free kick, and the ball right back to the Dolphins. Number 6 or 8. I don't know who they got it. Who with the tackle? Safety.
Give it to 8. He missed last week.
That's right. Let's give it to 8.
But yeah, great. I'm really impressed so far with the defense that the Dolphins are bringing. Didn't really get a test last week, but right now they're flying to the football. Everybody's playing great positional football, and it's always hard when you don't practice against an option team. We'll probably not play against another option team this year. To make sure you stay in your assignment and you do what you're supposed to do.
So they will tee it. The Knights will tee it up. It's a free kick, so they can punt or kick off. They're opting to kick it. So Clarence Davis, who's the punter as well, has it teed up at the 20-yard line. Hood is back deep with Jolich.
A lot of freshmen getting some time, Todd.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I mean, you got 5 juniors.
4 juniors, I think.
4 juniors, so some of these guys are going to have to step up next year for sure. Got a strong senior class.
So live ball.
There's the approach, the Mike Mosley approach. A one-hopper to Hood at the 28. He's already to the 40, the 50-yard line. Still on his feet, finally gets driven out of bounds close to somewhere in good territory between the 45 and the 50.
Yeah, we'll call it the 47.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, you got one line judge marking it one way, you got another line judge marking it another way.
And it's just, and these aren't the new guys, Tony.
No.
These are definitely not their guys.
So the 46, they put it down on top.
All right. So 2:25 remaining here in.
Usually they like to try and find a big line and put it down on it. So.
Ouch. Clayton and Skatanis in the backfield. Carter and Hood to the left side. Split to the left side. Dale tight end to the right. McHale, deep handoff to Skatanis. Skatanis gets a little head of steam, and you'll get about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, that was a slow developing play there, Todd. McHale went 7 yards deep to make that handoff.
Yeah.
They really didn't mesh at a 3-yard point. Now what Coach Lemming has to start thinking about is McHale's 0 for 1 passing. The first play of the game was a ball that he pulled down and ran instead of throwing it. But can you start to get some of these patterns open right now against the quick Knight backfield?
So 3 yards on the pickup by Big Frank. But again, tell you that was a little bit odd. Like the quarterback was kind of stretching to reach to get to the hand.
Somebody didn't know what the play was.
Carter comes in motion from left to right. Sets up on the right side. McHale goes back under center, takes the snap, turns, gives to Skatanis. Right into the arms of the defensive lineman, I believe. That was big number 78.
Yeah, I really want to see.
Guzman.
I really want to see some more push right now from this Dolphin offensive line. There, especially that left side with Tommy Basario, they are significantly larger than the Good Knights, and we shouldn't be seeing this kind of penetration right now because starting next week it gets exponentially harder.
Yeah.
When you get into big boy football.
Wildermuth comes in, Clayton comes off. 3rd down and call it 8 at the 44-yard line of the Knights.
So shotgun
with 3 receiver trips to the left. Hood, the lone receiver, to the right side, and he's got a man on an island out there. I bet that's where he's looking. There's the fake. McHale going deep, looking for Hood. He's got him. Changes, and just drops the ball at the 15-yard line. Flag comes late.
Little
extracurricular
Osorio
on either 77 or 6. Personal foul on number 77. So that's going to back it up. So
that's still going to be 4th down. So the Dolphins are going to be forced to punt. That came after the throw.
McHale's throw was to the left side or the right side, and Hood was looking to the left. Made a nice adjustment, but then couldn't come up with it in the last moment. So that'll be a 15-yard walk-off, too.
Yep. So back to what, the 42?
It was on the 44.
So we did see a 12-yard penalty last night. That was kind of weird.
And it wasn't half the distance that got him the 12 yards.
5, 10, so the 41, right?
Right. Should be.
Close enough.
I mean, these guys have watched football all their lives as well as officials, right? They know how to count off 15, don't they? It'll be a 4th down. That's a 4 and out by the Whitney Young Dolphins. I think that might be the first 4 and out they've had this year.
First series last week was a 3 and out.
Or 3 and out.
So but great stand by the Good Knights. They, after the safety, they had every reason to hang their head, but they didn't, and came with a big stop. They're still in this football game with 37 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, 9-0 is the score. Lozano will let it loose from about the 30-yard line. Back deep is Martise Whitehurst. There's the snap. Good kick. Going to bounce at about the 25, take a good bounce, then a Dolphin bounce, and stop dead right at about the 27-yard line.
So now it's time, Todd, to see what Coach McLaren and the Knights can dial up as far as offense. I think at some point they're going to have to try and throw the ball, because right now the Dolphins are just swarming all over the run, whether it's number 7 Hunter, whether Puckett keeps the ball, whether they go straight into the line. They haven't really tried to get outside since that very first play.
Right.
So something has to change here to generate some offense for these Knights.
They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Could be the last play of the first quarter with 28 seconds remaining here in the first. So now they split. Nunez way out to the right. Still 2 in the backfield. Jaheed keeps it himself, counters back to the left side, and he's going to get run out of bounds by Jolich.
There you go. So first big play. I think they're going to give him 9 yards. And not sure why the referee continued to wind the clock. The clock operator stopped it, but the linesman wants it to run. Nope, they're going to give him.
Somebody put the ball down.
We're going to have some conversation. Clock's running.
Are you giving him a well, there's
sticks
winding the clock, and
sticks are not moving.
All right.
So 2nd and 1, Todd. That'll be the last play of the quarter.
Is it 2nd and 1 or is it 1st and 10?
Now they're moving the sticks. So they're going to give him a 10-yard. No, what? Maybe.
He needed the 37. It looks like it's at the 36.
End of the quarter.
So this is the fun of high school sports. You just never know what the officials are thinking, do you?
No. I'm not sure they know what they're thinking either, Todd.
How many we got out there, T?
1 moment, please.
I'm sure
we got 59 right now.
Nice. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So one thing we forgot to do, Todd, last week, we thanked everybody but the people in the chat room who are communicating to each other about the job we're doing, good or bad, and the Dolphins. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun out here. Hopefully we'll bring you the whole season. We go on the road next week to historic Lane Stadium. Under the lights, Friday nights, 7 o'clock.
Should be a good one. The resurging Whitney Young Dolphins.
The Myrtle and Gold versus the Navy and Orange of your Dolphins.
There you go. You got a house divided there, don't you?
We do have a house divided.
You splitting that flag? You doing that thing? Yeah, didn't think so.
I have sport loyalties.
Okay.
It's easier that way.
Do you have children loyalties?
It all depends.
It all depends on the season, right?
Right.
Eliza's within earshot.
It all depends what the season is.
So they have 2 on the down indicator.
So I think it's going to be 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1.
Because the headlinesman immediately kept his arm going and did not indicate a first down. So he had it as a 9-yard gain from the get.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it'll be 2nd and 1 at the 36 because the ball started at the 27.
Right, but you could see at that time the Dolphins got caught inside a little bit and
allowed
Puckett to get outside.
Well, this is the first time we'll see the Goode Knights here a little bit closer to us. Now maybe be able to read it a little bit better. The fake goes to Hunter. It's the quarterback Puckett with the carry. I think he's off his 50 yards of carry.
Just a little bit, but you saw it on that play, Todd. Much cleaner ball work. You didn't really know where the ball was.
Yep.
The Dolphins were tackling number 7, Hunter, when Puckett still had the ball. So if they can get into that kind of flow, if they can get into a hide-and-seek kind of game where the Dolphins don't know where the football is, then they're going to have a chance in this football game.
All that misdirection could pay off. It's 1st and 10, the first down for the Knights here in the afternoon, coming early on here in the second quarter. 9-0 is the score. The Knights with their furthest drive to date at the 40-yard line. There's the fake. They're going to pitch it. Yep. It goes out to number 6.
Ball.
He's got the ball on the carpet. And who's got it? Looks like the Dolphins say they do. Martise Whitehurst with the last second. Who's coming out of there with it? Looks like it's number 9. I think that was number 9. Malik Amos?
Yep.
They're going to give it to him?
So you saw that, and Puckett. Puckett looks okay, I guess, but it was a late pitch, and it was never handled right. Instead of catching with your hands, he let it get into his body, bounced off his shoulder pads, and straight forward to the Dolphins. So that's what we talked about at the top of the show, Todd. This offense is prone to turnovers unless you practice it.
11:05 remaining. Ball at the 45 of the Knights for the Dolphins. 2 receivers to the right, Hood to the left. McHale fakes left, calls his own number, gets wrapped up immediately by number 23. That's Martise Whitehurst. He'll get positive yardage.
Yeah, really impressed right now with this Knight defense. They're playing really well.
They are.
They got shocked a little bit on the first drive, but then they had a 3-and-out, and that was just a 1-yard gain from McHale.
So it's 2nd down and 9. Ball on the far hash. See what personnel come in for Coach Lemming and quarterback McHale.
So the play that worked last week in this situation was just a little flat pass to number 6, Alex Dale, and he ended up taking it down to about the 5-yard line. So he's in the game in a slot right now. I'd like to see something quick to him. He's one-on-one with a lot of green.
Yep. Dale in the slot with Carter to the right side. McHale looking left first, fakes, rolls to his right. Here comes the pressure. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to get ridden out of bounds back to the midfield stripe, close to it. Or maybe he got some yardage on the far sideline. Let's see where the slow line judge puts the ball down.
He lost
49.
about 5 yards, Todd.
Yeah, back to the 49.
So that was a little bit of a mistake. Now, in high school, there is no outside the pocket, throw the ball away.
Right.
Anything is grounding.
Right.
But McHale needed to find a way to get rid of that ball. Anthony Hood was near enough to the sideline that he could have thrown it over his head and not taken that 5-yard loss. So definitely a passing situation, 3rd and 15. But I think these plays are taking a little bit, the downfield routes are taking a little bit too long to get going.
Yeah.
I'd like to see something faster.
So Wildermuth and Hood to the right side. Dale in the slot. Skotanis in the backfield. Set the little pass to Wondermuth. Hits him right in the numbers, and then he drops it on the carpet. Wouldn't have been near enough. Would have only got him back to the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 4th down and another 3-and-out for the Dolphins.
So some real nice defense from the Knights right now. Not allowing the Dolphins to score off of that sudden change off the fumble recovery. So they will be pinned deep in their own territory.
9:06 remaining here in the first half. 9-0 is the score. Going back deep to return the punt is Martise Whitehurst. Lozano will stand at about his stands at his 39-yard line. Who's coming in motion on a punt?
Everybody. It's always Coach Finger. Everybody goes in motion.
Andrew Latham. A little bit of a bad snap. Good job by Lozano to get it away. Flag flies. There's going to be roughing there.
So is that a first down? It's a 15-yard. It's a 15-yard penalty if it's roughing.
If it's just a 5, that was a bad snap that time.
Running in, you take the. See, this is where the high school rules differ a little bit. You take the 5 and just put it on the back. Punt it again.
I'd punt it again. Because it was a bad punt. It was a bad snap. Although you then have to factor in your long snapper and his capabilities. They're looking for the ball.
Skotanis is the long snapper and did a great job last week. So 4th down. 4th down and 9.
They got to do it
so
again.
We're going to punt it again.
Yep. Number 24 is talking with the official. Got some little numbers up there, Tony. 24. Carter's there. 21.
Yeah, so Skotanis snapped the ball, 9 times, 10 times last week, and all of them were great.
Yep.
More motion.
More motion on the punt. There's a bad snap. He misses it. Picked up by the defender, number 2, Marquise Brown. So I guess you shouldn't have taken that.
Big change right there, Todd. Skotanis compensated for the ground ball with a snap over the head of the punter, Lozano, and he was unable to get that one off. So short field now for the Knights. Ball's going to be on the 33-yard line.
The short deck, 1st and 10, so certainly would have to hope Coach McLaren's squad could find a way to get into the end zone and get back into this here with just being at the 33-yard line of the young Dolphins.
And this is going to be 4-down territory. They're not going to kick a field goal despite the tryouts they had early before the game.
True. Nunez, the lone man, split to the left side with Hood defending him. Puckett calls for the snap. Fakes to Hunter, goes to the left side. Here comes McHale with the tackle. Wrapped up, 2-yard loss. Number 12 for the Dolphins.
And that's exactly the way you draw it up when you're defending the option. You take on all your blockers one-on-one, and then you need your safety to come up and make that tackle.
What? Come on.
Oh, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 at the 33.
We'll give him a tackle for loss in the stats.
There you go.
But, yeah, just a perfect way to do that. That play got strung out all the way left-hand side, and then it was finally Puckett on McHale one-on-one, and McHale made a great tackle.
You know, Puckett's speed isn't that. He's fleet of foot, quick, but he's not got a lot of
well, and as long as you keep him going sideways.
Yeah, it's fine all day. 2nd down and 10, under 7 minutes to go. Timeout called on the field.
Timeout for Goode.
Timeout for Goode. They're first. The team's first here in the second quarter.
So if you're Coach Lemming, so one of the challenges in playing high school football at this level, Todd, is your quarterback, your running back, and half your offensive line are on the field playing defense.
Yep.
So you really don't get a lot of chance to talk to them when they're not on offense to try and figure out what's going wrong and how you change this. So except for that first drive, Whitney Young's been stifled by this good defense.
Yeah.
So Coach Lemming's got to figure something out. They haven't been able to take the top off of it. Great play by the defensive backs from Goode so far.
Yeah, and there's these two guys up front, Folks and Guzman, and now they're standing side by side, 77 and 78. And 78 on the
blocking the
roster is 270 pounds.
No.
And the 77 they have at 0. Now I'm going to say he's definitely close to 3 bills, probably there coming back out. Yeah, so that's some big boys. That's a lot of meat on the front line for the Good Knights. Going both ways.
Right, but you got to be able to block some big guys. I mean, you're going to play some teams down the line that have Division I prospects on them.
Yep. Puckett pulls it out, looks for a hole. Big hit by Sam. Is that Sam or 6 or 8? It's Alex. Alex with the hit. Dale comes right up, and Puckett's slow to get up on that one, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you see Puck. He's hurt, Todd.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's where you see he's going to come out of the game. Dale goes 6 foot 217, and Puckett might be 150 pounds. So he's outweighed by 60 some pounds right there, and Dale had a full head of speed when he came up to make that tackle. So I'm not sure who the backup quarterback is going to be right now.
I believe it's number 2.
He's coming into the game.
Yep. And that is
Marquise Brown.
Yeah, Marquise Brown. So he'll run the option.
So he also 5'9", 150. So not another kid, not very big.
There is no play clock here in CPS. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Brown calls his own number. Couple of Dolphins there. Yolich hits him up top. Dale down deep.
So Dale had 9 tackles last week, second on the team only to Joseph Clayton.
So this great field position just about ready to go to waste here for the Good Knights with 4th down and just about 9.5.
And the Dolphins, if the Dolphins can hold here, they'll have 6 minutes to get something going. But I think they're going to need to put another score on the board just to make sure that everybody understands they're in control of this football game. And they will get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get a score and then a score to open the second half, that'll give them a comfortable lead.
Marquise Brown in for the injured Jaheed Puckett. Brown, a 5'9", 150-pound senior. Again, calls his own number. There's Dale again, wrapping him up. 4th down. They're going to turn the ball over on downs. So Alex Dale has come up big the last 2 plays for the Dolphins. The ball flips over to Whitney Young with 5:54 remaining here in the first half.
They put the ball on the 31-yard line, Todd. So 6 minutes and 69 yards to take control of this game totally right now. Right now, it's only a 2-score game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's we knew Sarah Goode would be better than the opponent we played last week, but I'm super impressed by this defense that Coach McLaren has on the field right now.
They're pretty good, and their G looks kind of like the G from
Grambling.
I was saying
Georgia.
Thinking Georgia. Skatanis, a little hop step to the right side, slowed him down enough for Marquise Whitehurst to catch up with him and bring him down.
Now, right now, the Dolphins look just a step slow. That was still a long handoff, a long run for McHale, and Skotanis is getting the ball about 6 yards from the line of scrimmage rather than 3 or 4. So I'd like to see this offense speed up a little bit, get some quicker plays out there.
Ball rests at the 32-yard line on the right hash. It's 2nd down and 9. 5:22.
I mean, you don't want another 3rd and long here.
Hood, McHale's primary receiver, is out to the left side. Takes a snap, fakes, rolls to his left. Little pitch out to Clayton. Clayton's got a 1st down and more. Love seeing Joseph Clayton run all the way close to the midfield stripe. 1st down for Whitney Young.
And that's what we were talking about, Todd. Just a little faster plays, quicker plays. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers so they can get away from the big bodies in the middle and get some one-on-one. And you can get some stuff going, because right now, Goode is just putting 8 guys in the box and daring you to run against them.
And 17 yards on that little connection between McHale and Clayton, and the ball rests now at the 49-yard line with 4:44 remaining here in the second.
Right. All 80-yard plays don't have to be 70-yard passes.
Really?
Write that down. Yeah.
I got that one down. McHale now back in the gun, takes the snap, 2-step drop, comfortable in the pocket. Somebody tipped that ball up front.
Yeah, it's too long. He can't sit back in the pocket for.
You got to have it out in 4 seconds.
For 7 seconds. Nobody's coming open right now. Just a great job by the defensive backs for Sarah Goode.
Gale gets.
So Skotanis out. Who's in for?
I bet 33's back there.
Clayton and Yolich.
You couldn't find him if he's either one of them because they're so darn small. Excuse me.
Yeah, so you got Yolich.
Yolich has been in the backfield. So Dale in the slot with Carter to the right side. Hood split to the left. And I'm not sure who. I think Wildermuth is in the slot to the left as well. McHale calls his own number. Ooh, big hit right there. driven back.
So you see that, Todd, right away. There's defensive linemen in the backfield as soon as the ball snapped. The Dolphins got to start hitting somebody. They got to put a body fall down so they trip on you. I mean, it's time to fire off and find a body. It's only a 3-man front right now, and because that wasn't a linebacker, that wasn't a blitz. But your offense doesn't have a chance to develop if you can't block anybody.
3rd down and 8 on the 2-yard pickup by McHale. Got hit hard that time by Jaquan Hunter.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's only 3 guys up front.
Yeah, 3 guys up front and the stand-up defensive end is Marquise Brown. Actually, just 2 guys down. Both the defensive ends are standing up. Tommy Basuri's got his head down. He needs to get his head up. McHale nearly picked off. Intended for Dale. Would have been a 1st down.
Yeah, he's trying to aim the ball a little bit right now, Todd.
Yep.
And that ball was thrown into double coverage. There was 2 receivers and 2 D-backs, and that ball didn't come out with a lot of authority. So another good stand by the Knights. 3:25. They'll get the ball back with about 3 minutes.
Yep. Ball's going to be at the 49-yard line.
Still with a chance to make this a 1-score game.
So let's see how Skatanis was low, then high. So this one will probably be right in the numbers. And back deep to return will be Martise Whitehurst. Whitehurst stands at about his 15-yard line. Be a lot easier if there were numbers out there. That math I can do.
There you go, right. Instead of looking for the little red
cones on the sides. Lozano, nice snap this time by Frank. Gets a good punt off. It's going to hit at about the 25. Roll out of bounds inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line with 3:17 remaining here in the first half. So a battle of punts.
So big opportunity here for the Dolphins to make a statement. There's always a chance you can create a turnover with this option. You got to let's see who's coming out. Nope, Puckett's coming back out. So he looks like he's okay.
That's good to see.
But there's still an opportunity here to create a turnover with a short field. But Todd, I think offensively the Dolphins have a tendency right now. They're going right or center. I mean, they got a 300-pound left tackle right now.
Yeah.
I would like to see them get behind him and see if he can bowl some people off that line and make some space for everybody.
So 3:17 remaining until the first half. Or the halftime, 3:17 remaining in the first half. I'll get it right. Tight formation this time for Goode.
So you got Brown out there too also.
Yeah, and this is going to be a wildcat to Whitehurst. Whitehurst goes to the right side. Basuriu with the pound.
There you go. That's what we need to see from Tommy is
a little bit of fire.
A little bit of anger. You don't want to run at me. So the clock continues. The clock continues to run even though
went out of bounds.
Whatever.
2nd down, call it 8.
So it'll be interesting, Todd. Coach Finger still has all 3 timeouts. See what happens on this play. If you can keep it 3rd and long, I wouldn't be surprised if he calls a timeout.
Yep. Try to save some clock.
Get the ball back on a short field. You know they can't. They haven't shown the ability to punt yet.
Yeah, they are going to strictly Wildcat with Martise Whitehurst in the Wildcat set to receive the snap. He hands off this time, and that's going nowhere. Now let's see if
Coach Finger not calling a timeout. I'm surprised.
Looks like Skatanis was in there.
Why wouldn't you call a timeout right now?
Well, especially you're playing at CPS and more than 40 seconds is going to run off the clock.
Right.
Or
this is a surprise. He could have stopped that clock with 2:20 left, and then called another timeout to force them to punt.
Under 2 minutes to go now.
Right, and they're going to get the ball back with 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Now he was talking to the official like, I'm going to call a timeout after this play.
He just let almost a minute run off the clock.
Exactly. And there's no expeditious movement by the offensive line by the Goode Knights at all.
So they're waiting right now for the back judge to give an indication that there's.
Yeah. Little counter this time. Big job. Nice hit by McHale.
First down, though, so the Dolphins aren't going to get the ball back.
So Marquez Whitehurst as opposed to Martez. 6 to his brother, 23, and enough for a first down. So it's a moot point.
And nice tackle by McHale, because that's how close the option comes to breaking it for a touchdown. McHale was the last thing between that and the goal line.
You needed 8. He got 9. It's a first down, and we are 1 minute away from halftime. 9-0 is the score.
And McHale had him a little high, so.
Yep. So this Wildcat, Puckett now stands at the quarterback spot. High snap, goes over the defender. It's picked up by Whitehurst. He goes back to the right side. You know, there's where Wyatt comes in, but that ball was 15 yards behind him, and he still somehow got back to the line of scrimmage.
Took a big fortuitous bounce. And, you know, it didn't get end over end and keep rolling towards the goal line. It kind of hit and bounced up. And if I'm the Knights, I just let this clock run out right now.
Yeah, well, it's 12 seconds, and there's no hurry whatsoever.
It should be second down, but
right.
The sticks didn't flip. But, yeah, so that'll be halftime, Todd.
The Whitney Young Palms on the side. Cheerleaders here. Come to the end of the first half. Whitney Young scored early in the first quarter. 6:01 remaining in the first, halfway through a 6-play, 57-yard drive. Frank Skatanis, a 17-yard touchdown run, 3 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock. Lozano added the extra point for the first score and a 7-0 lead, and then later in the first quarter with 2:31, we think it was Sam Wyatt. It could have been Alex Dale, falling on the punter, which was Clarence Davis, in the end zone for a safety. Give us our 9-0 score. Little lackluster play today, Tony. I don't know what other way to say it.
I mean, sorry, folks at home. I'm trying to figure out the zoom on this camera. Trying to get the Sears Tower or the Willis Tower.
The tower. It's off in the mist. Nice view. Yeah, just, it started out pretty darn good, and then it's just been a bit of a kind of first half.
Unable to get the running game going are the Dolphins. The short passing game worked a couple times. Coach Lemming's still trying to find something deep. It's just not there right now. They're not getting any space. Dolphins get the ball to start the second half. I'd like to see some more of that short passing. So you had the fullback Clayton come out of the backfield, make a big 17-yard gain. They've lined up Hood a couple times in the slot. They've lined up Dale in the slot. It's one-on-one. If you want to go something there's two plays, right? You run something short. You run a little curl in. You run a little curl in, and then you go deep.
Yeah.
And it'll be there. Right now they're running 4 deep patterns, nothing underneath.
Right.
And it's just great coverage. And McHale's back there for 6-7 seconds with nobody coming open.
We don't know if it's great coverage, but it just takes too long to develop. And these guys haven't coalesced yet to a point where they can, they can wait that extra 2 seconds to, see one of those receivers break and McHale hit him. You're right. It's just taken too long to develop.
Even the first play of the game, Todd, was a pass play that McHale turned into a big gain that got him in position for the eventual Skatanis touchdown run. Because that was another play where nothing was open. So we'll have to see what Coach Lemming can dial up in the second half. But I'd like to see something shorter, maybe we haven't seen a wide receiver screen yet.
Yeah.
The other thing we haven't seen, the first play of last week, was the Anthony Hood jet sweep.
Right.
So you got to do something. Excuse me. You got to do something to get these linebackers out of the middle of the field where they're clogging it up right now.
They're just stuffing it all up.
But there's also defensive tackles at the point of the handoff.
Yeah. It just hasn't been. And again, I was watching the one play. I was focusing in on Tommy Basurio on that left side. That left tackle's such an important role. His stance, he just looked like his helmet was facing down. And again, if you're a left tackle in any league, that's an important role. You're kind of the leader because you're the biggest kid that's out there, just by definition, because you're trying to protect your right-handed quarterback's backside. He's got to work on that form, Tony. I mean, it's just he's got to get his bottom side down, his shoulders up, and you said it. It's leverage. It's all about leverage as a lineman.
So hopefully that tackle he made in this last series.
Right, over on the far side.
Right, where he got Puckett and got Puckett to the ground in a great tackle, that'll fire him up a little bit.
Inspirational, right?
Right. But this offensive line, when we've said it's young, but put a hat on somebody. I don't care if it's the right person. Put a hat on somebody. You can't let the defensive tackle in the backfield before your quarterback has a chance to hand off the ball.
Yeah, and, if they're not willing to do it, then there's a freshman or a sophomore that's going to be, wanting to. I mean, I would have given anything to have been playing as a freshman. Well, I was probably scared, it's competition. It's good to, have these first couple of games for the Dolphins so that they can kind of work out these bugs and get themselves to a point where next week they're going to come up to, what is the one of the premier programs in the CPS, and Lane Tech on their home field on a Friday night.
And in fairness to the offensive line, so right now we think that Alex Dale will move inside.
Yep.
And we're missing Neil Rockne, number 52, who will also move inside. So the couple of freshmen that are there right now might move off the line. But look, if they're not first string, all of a sudden they become second string. They're not going back to being freshmen.
Right.
You're going to see some time. It's next man up. So you need to start blocking somebody. And this team is the Good Knights are 100 times better than the team we saw last week.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think this team is good, wait to see Phillips and Westinghouse.
Right.
Those teams are really good and fast and big. So you better get it right now, or you're going to have a lot of trouble go down the road.
Yeah, it certainly is. And again, that's you can't make you don't really have much of a say as to who you play and when you play them. But these first two games have certainly been very fortuitous to the Dolphins. To come across to Clemente, to come, to have this game. Again, we thought this would be a bit more challenging for Whitney Young, and it has been. But it still seems, manageable. And, now let's see what magic Coach Finger can do at halftime. He's got a great coaching staff. All Whitney Young, all but one, I think, was a Whitney Young Dolphin themselves. So there's pride in the coaching ranks. There's, they want to come out and make the adjustments that they have to make and see what happens.
We got some coaching insight last night when we were in Indiana. Sometimes you just need to put boot to tail.
Yep.
And this game has a little bit of that feel of they're sleepwalking a little bit. They came in here, you know what? We crushed it last week. They got a write-up in the Sun-Times.
Yep.
And, I mean, you've seen some really nice defensive plays, some plays from McHale, Basurio. Alex Dale is going to get a bunch more Dolphin stickers. Difference, we haven't called Joseph Clayton's name on defense yet. So we haven't really called Tommy Basurio's name once. So there needs to be some fire. They need to get fired up and understand that they very well may win this football game, but this kind of effort, we talked about it again. You have a bar, right?
Yeah.
You're not coming here just to win the football game. You're coming here to achieve the goals you set, and I don't think they're anywhere near those goals that Coach Finger set.
Right.
For this game.
Yeah.
Real quick from our sideline reporter.
Mm-hmm.
We have one. Injury update. Puckett got his hand stepped on.
Ooh.
So it looks like he'll be able to continue as he did, but they don't think he can throw the ball. So we'll have to see. That's where one more score.
Mm-hmm.
Get the ball here for the Dolphins, start the second half, take it down, score. 3 scores. What we've seen so far, they've really only come close to breaking one run, that next to last play in the first half.
Right. Yep. Well, we will see. Hopefully the young man, Jaheed Puckett, will be okay. Getting your hand stepped on does not feel good, that is for sure. But at least the prognosis is good. I don't know where. I think, can you go? Are the teams underneath the stadium
well,
here,
the Knights
I see the Knights out
there. The Knights are in the end zone. There is a locker room underneath the stadium.
There's a locker room. So I think that's where Coach Finger and his offensive defensive specialists are.
It's a little hard to peel the paint off the end zone, Todd, so you need to go into the locker room because the echo really is what gets you when you're sitting there having a motivational speech.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It just bounces off the wall.
Bounces off the wall. It's it kind of is like 3 speeches in one.
You get hit from all angles.
What I know of Coach Finger, he's not that guy.
Right.
But he definitely has his ways of getting these kids motivated, and I expect to see a faster paced, more aggressive offense in the second half.
Well, you would just again, you know, a lot of changes happened from a week ago right now when we were here, and you know, it was a 51-6 kind of walkabout.
Yeah.
School starts, right? Different, you know, you're still in the pandemic, so you're wearing a mask. You got all these things that are going on, and then by the way, at the end of the day, I got to work. You know, I got to practice. So again, this is you said it. You know, you usually see a lot of progress between week 2 and week 3. I think it may come between week 1 and week 2. I think it'll come next week between 2 and 3 because the routine will, you know, these kids haven't had routine like school in 18 months. So add that factor. So when I was kind of being tongue-in-cheek earlier about Coach Finger and the distractions of school, it really is. I mean, it's not been something that's been top of mind. And as I've got to get my butt out of bed, get in the car, get, you know, to Whitney Young by 8 o'clock in the morning, it's been I can roll out of bed and, you know, flip on the computer.
But what I'd like to – I think what's missing here, Todd, is just aggression maybe or speed. Everything feels a little bit slow.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's just a half a step slow. We talked about some of these handoffs, just a half a step slow. We've seen people step up and make defensive plays. I want to see somebody step up and make an offensive play. You know, we had a couple. McHale had the nice run to open the game. Then you had McHale to Clayton, that 17-yard pass. That was the last good play. Ended up going nowhere. You know, they made a nice recovery after the bad snap, the roughing the kicker, and then the bad snap that gave Goode the ball on the 33-yard line.
Right.
So the defense, I think, is playing pretty well against a system you don't see very often. But offense, it's just a little bit stagnant. The Dolphins are coming back on the field. They got 4.5 minutes to stretch. You know, so you got some really, really nice senior leadership on this team. Scott Tennis, Sam Wyatt, Tommy Basario, McHale. I think they need to take charge of this in the huddle and say, guys, this is what we need to do, because the Dolphins scored a touchdown in the first 5 minutes, and that's the extent of the offense they've offered up the rest of the game.
Then it's been they've had a couple of 3-and-outs, and it's just it hasn't looked good. So
yeah, I mean against it, and we talked about it last week, and the way CPS is set up is there's a playoff side and a non-playoff side. You try and get the schools even to play. So Whitney Young is at the highest level. There's 14 teams at the highest level, and then Sarah Goode is in the 4th level. So that there's about 30 teams between where Whitney Young should be and where Sarah Goode should be.
Mm-hmm.
And super impressed with what Coach McLaren's done with this team. They are ready to play today.
Yeah.
Just don't have the bodies up front to make that option work against the bodies of the Dolphins right now. But like we said, that option will break at any second.
Yeah, it will.
And we almost saw it. So
that's why those naval academies and the Air Forces always play with Notre Dame.
Right.
Thanks,
Todd. Appreciate it.
Escatana's getting a little extra effort. See now, okay, I'm just gonna pick on this because he's only snapping it 11 yards.
It's modern football, Todd. You don't have to snap 15 yards like you did when you wore the leather helmet.
Well, come on. You know, it was much.
All right, there was just no face mask.
There was no face mask. That's right.
See, Frank struggled as well as he did last week. Frank's struggling a little bit right now.
Frank looks a little tired. I mean, I don't know if it just the way that he's walking, the way that he should.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching these guys warm up right now, Todd, and there's not a lot of energy right now on the Dolphins sideline.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't blame the weather this week. Last week it was just miserably hot. This week it's certainly pleasant. See, my opinion is Frank needs to just take a half step on each side out a little bit further.
Widen his
stance just a little bit. Get a little bit lower into the bend. He's got his hands in the right spot. He's getting a good spiral. There he goes. He's got it. They figure it out.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll get it. But you need some energy. You're going to get the ball. We haven't seen Goode kick off yet, so not sure what field position will look like. But I think it'll be Anthony Hood back there, and maybe Jolich. They need to field this ball. They can't let it roll because you got to assume it's going to be on the ground somewhere.
It's probably going to be another Clarence Davis, Mike Mosley kick like he did on that safety after the safety, the free kick that they had. So end over end, maybe about 30 yards.
And maybe an Anthony Hood big kick return would be enough to get this team sparked a little bit. Yeah,
they just need a spark. That's what I'm thinking too.
And it'll be interesting, Todd, because now you get in. This is the short week, right? When you trade off from playing Saturdays to Friday nights. Next couple games are on Fridays, so you'll get back to a 7-day cycle.
Yep.
But you're only going to have a 4-day practice week. So you put the game plan in on Tuesday, work on it Wednesday, walk through on Thursday, and then Friday's game day. So short week for everybody to work on everything, analyze this game, get some game film from Lane Tech, and be ready to go.
Lane Tech went way south last night and got beat by who was it? TF South. Yeah. Again, coaches here for the Whitney Young Dolphins: Dan Finger, graduate of 2012. Eddie Boucher is the
Frank just launched one.
Whitney Young class of 2013. Brandon Bonhart, class of 18. Here's Jake Lemming is from Bowling Green, class of 17. Ted Crane, Lake Forest College, class of 20, so he's new. And then Julian Lopez, class of 2011. So Lopez might have crossed over with Coach McLaren.
Yeah, he would have been a freshman, right?
Yeah, the defensive line coach. And then you've got all the freshman managers here out as well. So good things to come for Whitney Young, but they've got another half to play of football here in week 2.
Yeah, he's great.
Find some inspiration.
Still got 27 freshmen on the roster, and we've seen quite a few out on the field, so it bodes well for the future. I know Coach Finger's still looking for athletes to come out, looking for some lacrosse players. I know he's talking to Coach Slaughter's kids about coming out and playing a little football before they play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened last year, and it was helpful. You get some kids out there that are just really good athletes.
Yeah. You can work with
athletes.
And
you put them in position to succeed. So, but if you can get 25 kids, Coach said there was 32 kids, 32 freshmen who came out at some point during summer camp, and 27 stuck.
Wow,
so if you can do that every year.
Yep. You got 100.
And one of the advantages that Whitney Young has is they have the 7th and 8th grade program. So they can't play, but you get the kids into the weight room. You can get them familiar with a system that you're running. They come out here. They're part of the team. They're the ball boys on Saturdays.
Yep.
They're managers. So that's part of the advantage that some of these suburban schools have is you just have feeder programs all the way up, right? When they start playing Pop Warner football, they're playing the way the high schools play.
Yep.
So if you can get some 7th and 8th graders into the program, get them into the weight room, I mean, there's nothing that helps more than – when you take a 120-pound 7th grader that you know is going to grow, but you start putting some muscle on them and some discipline early on.
And you got 6 years to work with him. I mean, 5-6 years to work with him. It's great to watch, and I think that's why a lot of, there's the coaches like Coach Finger. That's what he wants to see, what he likes to do, develop his players, develop the young men so that football is not the most important thing, but it teaches you what life some of the challenges that you're going to face in life. And it's tough. It's tough to come out every day and play for 3 months. Play for 3 months, but then you're playing the rest of the 9 months working to play for those 3. So, it's a commitment. I think that's the kind of thing what Coach Finger's trying to instill here once he took over for Coach Millette. And
but I think these kids will tell you that it really does help academically because your time now has to be carefully managed. You can't just you see the kids do right. You see the kids do better in the fall, and then it's a little adjustment when they go back for the second semester. You're like, whoa, I got all kinds of free time.
That's right.
So it's that discipline.
Let's see what happens here in the second half as Goode tees it up at the 40-yard line. Once again, it will be Clarence Davis, setting it on that tee to get things started. And Coach Finger giving the last instructions to.
Yep, so you got Yolich and Hood going back, Todd.
Yep. Those are your two speedsters. Yolich, a freshman, class of 2025. Hood, a sophomore. So those two will be roaming that backfield for the next 3 years. All right, all we're waiting for is the whistle on the white hat. He gives it. Clarence Davis sets his sides, left and right, and puts a foot into it. Going to go to an up man. Mishandles it. That's Clayton. Clayton falls on it. Rolls to about the 31, 32-yard line. That's where the Dolphins will take over.
All right, Todd, here we go.
Let's see what happens. 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
Let's go Tanis in the backfield. Alex Dale is out there.
McHale making his way out. Josh Wildermuth as well at the wide receiver. Still not hustling, Tony.
No, there's just –
it's like,
oh, jeez.
Come on, guys. You got it. All right, 1st and 10. Ngase.
Got too many guys out. No.
Way past the line of scrimmage. There, he gets set up right.
Wow.
Yeah. Hood, Wildermuth, and Ngase to the right side. McHale sets up, lets it go. Underneath to Dale, incomplete. It's behind him that time. Alex had some room to run.
Just off by a little bit tonight. So here comes Clayton. Clayton coming in for Wildermuth. You know, McHale knows he missed that one. That was a big gainer right there, Todd.
Yeah. Alex had nobody around him, 4
and that's
yards
what we want. You know, the quick plays that we talked about at halftime.
Right.
That was one.
Quick developing, nothing fancy, nothing long down the field. Just get a rhythm going.
Right, and let your guys run a little bit.
So now Hood's to the left side. Dale, the tight end, to the right. Basirio pulls. There goes Frank, and right into the arms of big number 78, Alejandro Guzman.
Yeah, no chance at all right there for Skotanis. So Goode has come out fired up. That was their line fired off that play, and they were 3 yards in the backfield when Skotanis got the ball.
So he'll lose yardage back to the 28-yard line.
So Wildermuth in, Clayton out. So this is their multi-wide receiver set.
3rd down and 14, first offensive possession of the second half, going to the young Dolphins. So 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Skotanis in the backfield with McHale. Shotgun formation, ball on the left hash, takes the snap, looks left, looking over the middle. He's got his man. That's going to be Dale. Corrects. He's got it in and out of his hands. Tipped it around, and great job there by Jerrion Perry to stay with Alec Dale to kind of get him out of position where he could not get that circus catch.
Ball a little underthrown. If McHale had been able to get it out in front of Dale, it would have been a big gain. But I like the speed of that. It was a little faster.
Yep.
He didn't try and read all 4 of his receivers. But a great stand by Goode. They stay in this game. Only 2-score game, 9-0. And that took a minute and 2 off the clock, Todd.
And the clock stopped with the incomplete pass. So Fernando Lozano. I still don't understand why they're running 10 across, but there he gets a nice boot. Coming up in stride, fumbled. Should be picked up by, they went past 2 Dolphins, and Goode somehow comes up with it.
That's the spark you needed, Todd. You needed to
Clayton and Latham were right. They were in their hands, but they slid past the ball at the 50-yard line, and it went back into the hands of the Goode Knights right at the midfield stripe.
So great field position for the Knights. That's the 3rd fumble of the game. They've only lost 1, so the Dolphins are letting some opportunities go by the board right now.
Let's see how Jaheed Puckett handles. He's got a glove on his right hand now. I don't think that was there at the beginning, but he probably won't have to pass much. There's the big number 7, Ramblin' Bumblin', still on his feet. Hayes out to the right side, finally get knocked out of bounds by McHale. Or excuse me, that was not McHale, that was Wyatt. But that was a big run from the 50 all the way down to the where they
put it on the 20, Todd,
20-yard line, 30-yard pickup. Wow.
The Dolphins better find something right now, Todd. I'll tell you what, this game is the enthusiasm in this game is on the wrong side of the field right now. You see the Knights just run right up to the line of scrimmage.
There goes the fake. It's Puckett. Alex Dale just pulled it right out of his arms.
They're going to call him down. They're called Dolphin ball, but he was down.
Dolphin ball, but he was down. You can't, he was down. You can't. Great job by Alex Dale. There is a spark.
Huge. And you wonder how much Puckett's hurt hand played into that.
Right.
Because Puckett was stood up and Dale made the great play. That tackle was made. Dale came in and just ripped it out. And unfortunately just stumbled a little bit, or he would have been able to go back for a scoop and score.
The scoop and score.
All right, so what are the Dolphins going to do now?
They've got the ball at the 22-yard line. So a bit of a breather there. Get past that, where the 30-yard run by Hunter. Skatanis runs right into his man, goes back to the left side, bounces it out. Got some positive yardage, runs out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
So, Todd, a little change on that play. On the right side of the line, they double-teamed number 78, Guzman, to keep him out of the backfield. So that's a change. They had Brady Miller and Josiah Roman both on 78. Now they got something guy coming up the middle.
Yep.
But Guzman wasn't able to blow up the play right from the beginning. Now you have manageable
second and 3.
Second down, yeah.
Second and 3 on the 6-yard pickup by Frank. Good second effort by him to get away from the defender in the backfield and pick up positive yardage. 9.5 to go here in the third. McHale. Looks like he's going to pull that one down. Looks for an opening, finds it, gets wrapped up, spins out of one, hit by Perry. He's going to have enough for a first down, though. Good job by QB1 there.
And we said it a lot of times on Friday night, Todd. It's a huge advantage to have a quarterback who's willing to run the ball.
Yeah.
Now you're playing 11 on 11. It's not truly a wildcat kind of formation because the threat's still there for him to throw the ball. But you saw him pick up the 4 yards 3 yards they needed in an extra yard.
Yep.
For the first down. So it just keeps the linebackers honest when you have an 11th guy out there that can run the football.
So now McHale surveys the defense. Dale tied into the left side, I formation. Clayton and Skutanis in the backfield. They hand to Frank. Frank bounces it out to the left side. Gets around the corner. He's got the 50-yard line into the territory of the Knights.
So, Todd, that was a super odd defensive formation from the Knights. All 3 of their defensive linemen were lined up from the center left. They had 2 linebackers on the right-hand side against 4 blockers from the Dolphins. I'm not sure if McHale audibled out of a play, but that was the strangest defensive setup we've seen all game. You can see it now. They have 3 defenders from the ball to our side, to the Dolphins sideline.
Yep. McHale goes under center. Here comes the blitz. Nice catch by Hood at the 40-yard line, driven out of bounds by Davis.
So if they wanted to right now in the running game, they have Tommy Basario on a 190-pound outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Just give Skutanis the ball, tell him to run left, and Basario should bury that guy, and it's going to be wide open just like you saw on the last play, or the next to last play.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, what do they
the formation, I mean, I know the Dolphins were right heavy, but I'm not sure. Is that number 6 out there as an outside linebacker?
Yep.
Just run the ball to the left. You got nobody out there.
Yeah, it's wide open. So McHale goes under center, but they go right. Big number 78 gets a claw on Frank to slow him down. The rest of the Knights follow.
Great effort by Skutanis to fall forward. I mean, he was pretty much stood up at the line of scrimmage, still gained 2 yards. But, we're up here just one row beneath the coaches.
Yeah.
The coaches have to see this. This formation is so slanted to the right side of the left side of the defensive formation. There's 8 guys on towards the Dolphins sideline and 2 towards the Good sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know my voice is getting a little high here, like I'm Bobby Peter Brady. But my goodness gracious.
3rd down and 3.
Somebody's got to see that.
White goes in motion from right to the left.
To the wrong side.
To the wrong side now. Guess he just doesn't like to go short side of the field. There goes
Short.
Yolich. He's not going to get it. Right into the arms of big number 7. That's Hunter.
I guess I don't understand. I mean, and there's a lot of things that applies to.
Where do we start?
Right. I mean, I get it. But somebody's got to see this.
And now the hurry-up offense. McHale gets his –
McHale's just got to under center. I don't like this either.
It's 4th and 1.
Unless he's going to sneak it.
He looks, steps out, gets the first down. Good job by P-Mac.
Good way. He was able to get outside the tackle and then turn his shoulders sideways and just sidestep through the hole and pick up 3 yards.
Yep. First down for the Dolphins. The 8th play of the drive coming up, 1st and 10.
I'm sure I'm going to start getting calls from Coach Finger like I get from Coach Kilmer. You just don't understand. Be quiet, young man. You'll be fine.
No, he was right. Didn't you see what I sent you last night? He said, "You're right. I should have ran it. Supposed to kicked it." 1st and 10 at the 32 for the Dolphins. 5:30 remaining here in the 3rd. Ngase to the right. Here comes Wyatt in the slot.
I mean, you got Hood one-on-one.
I know.
And
McHale goes
the
under
safety
center.
Slanted.
McHale keeps.
They're gonna.
They got to blow that play dead.
I don't know why. Oh, offsides on Good.
Yeah.
That's why they snapped it. Okay, I didn't see the Good movement, but great play by the freshman center.
That's Cepeda. Juan Cepeda, sorry.
Yeah, great play by him to recognize that Good had jumped offside. So now you got 1st and 5. Dolphins are going to take a timeout here, Todd.
Timeout by your Whitney Young Dolphins with 5:15 remaining here in the 3rd. 9-0 is still the score.
So this is the drive they've needed. Hold on to the ball, make sure it wasn't another 3 and out. But,
they've held the ball nearly for just under 5 minutes, 4:59.
They're struggling a bit. I just, I think there's plays out there.
Well, you've got a sophomore, Brady Miller. You've got
two freshmen,
Cepeda and Nick Dale, who have been, doing a pretty good job. And then you got the 2 seniors, Josiah Roman, 5'10", 262, and Tommy Basuriu, 6'5", 289. And you go in groups. You have the offensive line; they should be getting together and getting themselves, pumped up for this, this type of drive. Got to have some spirit, got to have some pride in the work that you do. You're out here; it's work, and it's tough. But smart play to take a timeout right now. Get yourself collected. You got a bit of a drive going.
Good field position, good down and distance.
Don't want to mess it up, right?
So, I mean, I just sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes what I don't know about this game gets me in trouble. But
that's right.
But I'm just looking at this defensive alignment.
We've watched a lot of it, though. That's the thing. So it seeps in.
Off.
It's there. Now they're going heavy to that left side with Hood in the slot. Let's see if they recognized it. There it is. Little dump to Hood. Make him make the moves. He's got I don't know. He gets to about the 25-yard line.
But I like it. Get the ball outside. Let your playmakers do it. All of a sudden now, he's one-on-one. He had a blocker, and you speed up the game a little bit. You get away from these big guys inside, especially since they're all on the wrong side of the field.
Yep. 2nd down and 3 at the 25 for the Dolphins.
I'd also like to see, I know it's high school, but McHale comes to the sideline for the play every time. I like to see a faster – I mean, you can get these guys on their heels, but you slow it down every time by having somebody come to the sideline to get the play.
Clayton now in the backfield along with Skatanis and 2 receivers to the right, including Hood and Ngase. The second man through is Skatanis. Goes to the middle, cuts to the right, sheds a tackler, goes to the right side, looks for the corner. He's got the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Frank. 25 yards. Frank Skatanis' second score of the afternoon, and that brings the Whitney Young faithful to their feet. And the way that this is going with 4:11 remaining, That could be it. Still slow developing, but it worked out.
It was.
Number 25 or 24 with the 25-yard touchdown run.
Well, yeah, great vision by Frank. Great footwork. Was able to keep bouncing it outside, and get that key score.
So in to attempt the extra point. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, a 9-play, 7-minute drive capped off by Frank Skatanis and his 25-yard touchdown run. Extra point by Lozano is good. Oh, I got to do math that's odd this time.
Oh, we got to change the score.
16-0. Still pitching a shutout here in the third with 4:11 remaining. This ball started at the 22-yard line, so that's a 78-yard drive, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, it was what they needed. They held onto the ball. They overcame a mistake or two, got some help from a penalty from Goode, had a 4th down conversion. So, it was better.
Yeah.
It was better.
It was better. The Whitney Young cheer squad getting some well-deserved applause. I can't do anything like that.
No back handsprings?
No front handsprings. Malachi Sanders and Marquise Whitehurst back deep, set to receive the Lozano kick. They're a little heavy on that left side. They got 6 on the left and 5 on the right. I guess they're kicking it that way. Pops it to 22. Whitehurst makes 1-man miss, makes a 2nd-man miss. That's where they got into trouble last week. Coming up with the tackle that time looks to be the kicker, Lozano.
There you go.
Hey, man, if they're not going to, if I got to do everything, I got to do everything.
Right. Just leave me out there on an island. It'll be fine.
That's right. So the ball is at the 39-yard line. 4:05 remaining here in the third quarter.
All right, so now the Knights are down 3 scores. Not really sure what Puckett's ability to throw the ball is after he got his hand stepped on in the second quarter. So they're going to need.
Actually, it's 2 scores, Tony.
That's right. We have 2-point conversions.
That's right. Ball rests at the 40-yard line. There's the run by Hunter spinning around.
Yeah, great run. He was hit in the backfield. Then Amos had a shot at him.
Yep.
And finally, your pod of Dolphins came and cleaned up.
I wasn't going to do it. I had it in my head.
Cleaned
it
up the mess. But good run by Hunter. He was hit a yard in the backfield, broke 2 arm tackles, and that's the concern. You get a little more tired. You've been out here for a long time. Still pretty high humidity kind of day. You're not going to bring a 212-pound kid down by just arm tackling and one guy. You need everybody.
And offense seems to wear down defenses. And when you're playing both sides, you get worn down even that much faster. There's the counter back to Davis. Wyatt is there with Dale.
So Skrotanis, Todd, was in there first.
Yeah.
He got a big old hunk of shirt that just slowed that play down and allowed Dale to make it up. We got a player down.
It's a Whitney Young player. So with 3:01 remaining.
So yeah, time to take. So Josiah Roman, Todd, was a player that was down. He popped back up looking to stay in the game, so it looks like he'll be okay. And just has to come out for one play. But he popped right up. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him for a second.
I just sent Sean's wife on a trek for some water. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, so
Josiah was the injured Dolphin, right? So it's 3rd down.
So big stop, big play for both teams here. If the Dolphins can get the ball back, at this point in the game on the 43-yard line, maybe Coach McLaren decides to go for it.
Yeah, why not?
Nothing
right?
to lose.
Here's Hyatt with the blitz. Frank. Ooh, Joseph
there you go, Joseph
Clayton
Clayton.
with the big
Oh, my
hit.
goodness gracious.
That was a smack
Wow.
all the way up here.
So I'll tell you, he did not bring his arms on that one, Todd. He
Nope.
brought his right shoulder pad and knocked Mr. Pluckett back about 3 yards. That was the biggest hit we've seen on the day.
Certainly was.
Oh, my goodness. That's worth at least one Dolphin.
Yeah, he's talking to the back judge right now. So Davis is going to come out for a punt. Hood goes back deep. Let's see what happens.
There's a lot of guys out on the field right now, Todd.
A lot of movement
4,
on
5,
the far
6,
side.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, everybody's off.
I think they got it. Davis with the snap, puts a foot into it. Not too bad. The one hopper by Hood takes it at the 20. Tries the left side. He's at the 40. Spins. Knocked down there by Perry. Good return by the sophomore to the 41-yard line with 1:41 remaining here in the third.
All right, so now's the time for the Dolphins to put this away, to actually make it a 3-score game. Yeah, for as much warming up in the passing game as the Knights have, I don't think we've seen them attempt one yet. It's all
think so either, yeah.
been on the ground. But that.
Well, last week he was 1 for 1 with a 5-yard catch. So.
Right. But I think, if that hit that Clayton just brought had come in the first quarter, maybe that would have gotten the Dolphins fired up. But that was a big hit from his inside linebacker position.
Sure was. So 3 receivers deployed. McHale hands off to Skatanis. Skatanis tries the left side. He's got 5, 10. Still on his feet, past the midfield stripe, into good territory, down at about the 43-yard line. Big run by Big Frank.
And the other thing we have to take into consideration here, Todd, I think the Dolphins have finally found their rhythm, but the good kids have been going both ways. We're getting deep into the third quarter. They have to be getting a little tired. Number 78, Alejandro Guzman, I think he's been in for every play, not taking a break on any of them.
And big boys get tired a lot quicker than little guys.
Same goes for number 11, Carmelo Miles, on the other right defensive end.
So McHale in the gun. Fakes the handoff. Here comes the pressure. Oh, you're a deer. McHale puts the ball down. Is that going to be a fumble? Knocked out of bounds. If it's a fumble, it stays with
Still
Whitney Young because it went out.
Still Dolphin ball, yeah.
Yep, stays with the Dolphins.
But, again, nobody open for McHale to throw the ball to.
Good coverage.
Yeah. So one of two things. He's either got to figure out how he can throw that ball away, because that's a 11-yard loss right there, Todd.
Yeah, all the way back into their own territory at the 47-yard line.
So either figure out a way to throw that ball away or just tuck it under and make the best you can. He tried to throw that with somebody hanging on his back.
He's good, but he's not that good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's second down and 20 for the Dolphins. Surveying the landscape. Under center goes McHale. Hands off, second man through. Skatanis does a nice job, untouched into the secondary. Got most of that back.
Yeah, third and manageable right now. So
certainly is, all the way to the good. They're going to spot it at the 38-yard line.
And I think where you are on the field and the score of the game, that this is two down territory for the Dolphins with the way the running game's starting to pick up. So Skatanis comes off the field, Yelich comes on. So I think you got Clayton and Yelich in the backfield.
Third down and 5. The ball rests at the 38-yard line, and they need to get to the 33. Fourth play of the drive. 15 seconds on the clock. Should be the last play of the third quarter, if they get it off. McHale in the gun. Sends a man in motion. Fakes to Wildermuth. Little pass to Dale, wide open at the 20-yard line. Had he not slipped, he would be gone. But that's a great way to end the third quarter at the 20-yard line. They'll flip the field. It'll be 1st and 10, Whitney Young at the good 20 when we put the final 12 back on the board for the fourth and final quarter.
Yeah, Todd, that was a big play. McHale and Alex hugging on the sideline, recognizing what a big play that was. Not having to go for it on fourth down there is a big
huge
play, right? Huge change. And you can see now that the Dolphins are picking it up a little bit. Maybe they thought this was another 4 o'clock start.
Just had to get into the rhythm, had to get it going.
Right.
Coach Finger out a
Well, then that means they'll be super ready next week with a 7 o'clock start.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Very much appreciated. Thank you, Siobhan. So when we put the final 12 on the board for the fourth and final quarter here in week 2, middle game of the three-peat. Let's see, the earlier it was Little Village and Richards. I think Little Village won 30-12 or something.
It was 30-18.
30-18. I didn't see that last touchdown. Little Village with the victory, the Phoenix.
And the always popular onside kick return for a touchdown.
You know, that's always fun to watch. Even more fun to call. But here in game 2, the Whitney Young Dolphins threatening now with the ball 1st and 10 just outside the red zone at the 20-yard line to start the fourth and final quarter, up 16-0. 2 Frank Skatanis touchdown runs and a 2-point safety by Sam Wyatt or Alec Dale.
Can we give them a point apiece?
Point apiece? Sure.
I have to wait till next Friday when the stats come out.
But
it has to be Thursday because we play on Friday.
The first play of the fourth quarter will be 1st and 10, the 5th play of the drive coming up for Whitney Young. McHale hands off to Yolich this time, tries to counter to the right side. Again, they're getting a lot deeper in the backfield for the handoff.
Now we got a
Hunter is slow
down,
to get up.
Yeah.
Sam White now coming back into the game. Officials timeout. He is on his
looks like he's
left side.
Looks like he's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
so the Dolphins have a chance to talk this one out. No gain on that play, Todd. But I can't unless it's 4th and 10 and you bring in Nando to try the field goal. I think this is 4-down territory again. You have them on their heels, and another touchdown puts this game out of reach, and you can start getting ready for next week. So, but I think the Dolphins. Lane Tech is 0-2. They played Kenwood last week, which is a super tough team. Not real familiar with TF South and what they have, but you're going to play a team with the same numbers that you have. You're going to play a team with some big kids.
Yep. Good to see Hunter up.
And I think you have to play a little bit better than you did today.
Yeah.
Or a lot better than you did today.
Red Sox down, so it must be something with the right leg. The White Sox still up on the left side.
That's next weekend, Todd, though, White Sox and the Red Sox.
Okay. Gotcha. See? When we get back to play, it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Whitney Young making their way back out from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. They're winding the clock. McHale under center. All kinds of movement.
The Dolphins moved on that one. I think you got number 67 moved first.
That was Dale.
Nick Dale.
And Clayton,
so
I think, too.
I'm not sure what the play call was. But McHale's pretty upset.
6th play of the drive, 2nd down and 15 from the 25.
So I'm not sure if they called 12 on that play. Excuse me.
Right. 2
or
receivers to the left, I formation. Fake to Skatanis, little dump pass to Clayton at the 20. Hits him at the 15 and drives to the 10-yard line. He and Clarence Davis going at it.
Yeah, I think this offense is just a lot better, Todd, when you take those short, quick hitting plays rather than waiting for something deep.
I think Joseph Clayton likes to hit people.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting that idea.
He just, whether defense, offense, he just give me the ball, let me run. Had an opportunity to meet Mr. Clayton's parents last week. Oh, nice folks. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. The ball's just outside the 11-yard line.
But, yeah, I think you have some speedsters on this team, and instead of trying to get Anthony Hood the ball 30 yards down the field, get Anthony Hood the ball 5 yards down the field and let him work his magic.
So 3rd down and 1. Need to pick up the 1st down. Gale surveys the landscape. Wyatt goes from the left side to the right side. They got a 2 tight end set this time. Skatanis Gets there's a face mask in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
there we go. Everybody saw it.
I think 14 different flags on that
it'll
play.
be first down for the Dolphins on the 6.
Yep.
5.5.
Half the distance to the goal will give them the first down, and it'll be first and goal.
But again, the blocking on that, it's 3rd and 1. You just need to make a crease. And Franco's hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So, the understanding of down and distance is you just have to go low, right? It's you might as well be on the goal line there. You're not trying to break a big play. You just have to get your guy off balance so the running back can come over the top of you and fall forward.
Yep.
And that's just not happening right now.
So it looks like they put it about the 7, Tony.
Yeah, because that's
half of
3/8 of the way from the 11-yard line to the. Well, you go back to the top show. There's a lot of things I don't understand.
That's right. 9:45 remaining here in the football game.
Tannis looking for the hat trick today.
That's right. Lone man in the backfield. McHale under center, hands off to Skatanis. Little skip move. He'll get to the 5 and then gets wrapped up there by Jaheed Puckett. Pulling him backwards. Spotted at the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And now the Dolphins are content to let the clock run.
Clayton coming back in for Wyatt. Wyatt's holding his left arm a little strange.
I think that's what was hurt
last week.
And so hopefully it's not too bad. Little stinger maybe. That's why he was held out of last week's game. But you hope it's not too bad for the young man.
Yep. So
it's trying to stretch it out.
2nd and goal, but it's just kind of hanging there. 2nd and goal, I formation now with Clayton in the backfield with Skatanis. Hand it to Frank. He's looking for the 3rd. Little dance moves. Little cha-cha-cha. Get close, but stopped at about the 2.
Well, guy, this line judge is inside that 1. Now he's – I'm going to stop guessing.
We just – anytime we guess and we try to do our job right.
I mean, we're keying off the line judge is down here. He's standing inside the 1-yard line.
I'm looking at the slow guy on the far side over there.
And he's outside the 1-yard line, so
we'll say the 2. 8:15 and counting.
I mean, you have 2 yards to make it 48 inches. So
2nd and
2
goal.
downs to make it 48 inches.
Or 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. And as you said, can Skatanis find the end zone for the 3rd time today? We'll know soon enough. Hood to the right. Ngase to the left. The handoff deep to Skatanis, makes one man miss, looks for the score, and he's got it.
Sorry.
Frank for the 3-peat.
I forgot to move the camera. I didn't think he was going to go that far to the outside. He could have turned it up at any point in the world that he wanted, but he turned that 1.5 yards into
took him about 26. Yeah, 26 to get there, but another 2-yard touchdown run by 24.
Sorry I didn't get that on film, Frank, but you should have turned it up a lot sooner.
Give the Dolphins a 22-0 lead, and again with the opportunity for an extra point here by Lozano. Nando. Skatanis has got a snap back too. There's the kick. It's good. So 7:40 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Let's see. So that's a 4-minute and 20 plus 140. Another 6-minute and 1 second drive. 10 plays, 59 yards, a 2-yard touchdown run by Frank. I'm just writing 24s down here all the time.
Yeah, all over the place.
And 15s for Lozano with the extra point, 23-0. The Dolphins looking to pitch a shutout here.
So, Todd, I got to tell you, while we're here, we got a little break, that I am super impressed what Coach McLaren's done in his 3rd year with this Good Knights football team.
Yeah.
They came out here and they competed. I mean, they're still competing, but they had these Dolphins in the football game for 2.5 quarters, and finally the Dolphins' size and weight just wore them down a little bit. But I think this program has a super bright future.
I think so, too. And he's got some athletes. Again, as you said, CPS is a little different than the things we do in Indiana on Friday nights. And, kids come back. But Coach Finger as well. I mean, he's, like you said, he's soliciting the basketball players, the lacrosse player, or the lacrosse players. Trying to get anybody in there. There's a big boot. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
That's the one. They've been waiting for that one all day. Not sure what the fans at home can hear, but as soon as that ball was kicked and everybody knew where it was going, there was an explosion of the Dolphin fan sideline. So another really good crowd out here today supporting the Dolphins.
Yeah, recap that score, or that scoring drive. 10 plays, 59 yards, 6 minutes and a second off the clock. A 2-yard touchdown run by Frank Skatanis, his third of the day, to add to the 17 and the 25-yard run. I'm sure Frank's well over 100 yards today, close to 100 yards today. Lozano adds the extra point, 23-0, with 7:39 remaining here in the football game.
And Todd, huge thanks to the 70 people that are currently with us, and it looks like we've had over a couple hundred different people throughout the course of the broadcast.
Thanks,
folks.
Thanks
we
really
for supporting
appreciate
the Dolphins.
We love it as much as you do, so that's why we're happy to bring it to you. Puckett. Hey, good to see number 7 Hunter back in there after going off playing defense.
And just a reminder, we will be back here 6:45 on Friday as the Dolphins travel north to historic Lane Stadium to take on the Lane Tech soon-to-be-announced nickname.
Aardvarks.
Aardvark. I'm not sure that's in the running, Tom. So big Tommy Basario, I think his day is done. He has come off the field.
Going both ways, getting some new guys some opportunities in there.
Well, you got Cepeda now.
Cepeda's back.
Not sure that's a
There's
reverse.
the reverse. Slow developing. Big hit by Sam out there. Bouncing off was Whitehurst, but Sam's back in. That's good to see.
Yeah, so it was Alec Dales first, then Wyatt, and then finally Anthony Hood had enough to bring him down.
Frank's got hands on hips. He's had the long snap. He's had to get 3 touchdowns.
He's actually been on the field for every play, yeah.
I think he has. Maybe not the kickoff return.
But that if you want to draw that up, the tackling was a little off there, but perfect defensive play. Everybody stayed home.
Right.
Alex Dale stayed home. Sam Wyatt stayed home. And that reverse didn't go for much.
3rd and 3 at the 27-yard line. 6:12 remaining here in the fourth. 23-0 is the score. Whitney Young looking to pitch that shutout again.
Yeah, there's a flag.
That's a backward pass. And Frank's there to hold up the runner.
Nobody get hurt.
Nobody.
So here you go, Todd. There was illegal motion on that play.
Yeah.
Referee had his hand in his back pocket. And it's like, we'll see what happens on this play before we throw it. So he didn't. And great play by Frank, big tackle, and then support from the rest of the Dolphins. But that was a backward pass that Skotanis had all the way.
So that would have been a live ball.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all live balls. 5.5 to go here. Clarence Davis set to punt. Anthony Hood stands at his 45-yard line. Matching the hash. There's the snap. Ooh. Amos almost got it. Whitney Young's got to get out of the way. Anthony Hood ran all the way from the 45-yard line to the 25.
I can pick it up.
And I'm like, I'm going to get it. Why not? Why not? He's got palms up. It's like, why not? Give it a shot.
All right, let's see.
So great field position now for the Whitney Young Dolphins with 5:08 remaining.
So who you got coming out there? Clayton's out there. Looks like McHale's still in there.
Ball rests at the 25. It'll be 1st and 10.
So Skotanis coming out. You got Yolich and Clayton in the backfield.
Yeah, the 23-33 combo.
And Nagasa as a wide receiver.
Dale's out there at tight end.
It looks still like your starting offensive line.
Yep. And I think my guy, I got to get out.
You got him?
I got to practice it again. I'll get him here in just a second as McHale goes under center.
You just go with Opadale.
Opadale, yes, that's a good point. Rolls to his right. Got to let it go. Here comes the pressure. Good job by number 6 that time, Martez Whitehurst.
McHale's not helping his running stats. Yeah. Again, I think Coach Lemming is not happy with however that play went down. McHale's got to get rid of the ball.
All the way back to the 37-yard line, so a 12-yard loss.
That one's not going to be good in film study. Coach Lemming is not happy right now.
So second down and a whole bunch. You're right there, Tony. Every play he's got to come over to the sideline.
Yeah.
I think they could pick up some hand signs.
So is that a 10, 12-yard loss?
12-yard loss.
Not helping the running stats.
Ball on the far hash. 2 receivers deployed. I formation behind McHale. Takes the snap. Gives to Yolich. Yolich will give a couple of good players a ride. I think that was Marquise Brown with the tackle, number 2. Yep.
So where are we? We're on the 32. I don't think Lozano has that kind of range, Todd, even with a little helping wind behind him.
Right. That's still going to be third down and 17.
We're under, when this ball gets snapped, we'll be under 3.5 minutes. So I think you put this one in the win column for the Dolphins, but not a pretty victory, not what you kind of wanted to have going to Lane Tech next Friday.
Well, you can learn a lot from games like these. And Coach Finger, I'm sure, will bring all his head coaching techniques into play, knowing what's up next week. There's a little dump pass.
It bounced.
Gale short-hopped it.
Wow.
So that's a 4th down and 17 at the 32, kind of dead area. Well, what's the special teams coach going to do, T? Here comes 15. I guess he's
we're
punting.
Gonna punt.
Got a punt. 3:14 remaining. Does he still send Latham in motion?
Every time. Coach Finger loves the motion.
Loves the motion.
Well, because your hope is that the defender on this side doesn't follow, and then you have 2 gunners on one side.
Right.
As long as the punter directionally kicks that ball where the 2 gunners are, you'll be okay.
Somebody's missing.
Quinn Duhan, the 5'7", 142-pound freshman. Man, what is this just?
Yeah, there comes the motion. That's about a 62-second play. The one hopper to Lozano. Nice little boot.
No.
Pinpoints it, rolls into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback with 3:06 remaining. And Goode will have the ball one more time. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So you're right. Whitney Young will go to 2-0. 5-0 in the year of 2021.
Year, yeah.
Goode will be. Let's see. They won 3-1 in the fall, so they're 1-4-2 then. As they go 1-1 here in the fall session of the 2021 season. Breaking the huddle. Still going with the. Well, they're spending 2 receivers out this time. Nunez is one and Davis the other. There goes the counter back to Whitehurst. Who's on the bottom of that pile? That's Amos with the tackle. Give him a couple.
Yep, so you got some new numbers out there. Number 22 is now playing safety. Julian Ramirez, he's a senior, 5'11", 176.
Well, we've got 16. That's Tyson Hayes. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 175-pound corner.
The rest of the starters are still in, Todd.
Yeah. Frank's going to need a
he played a big
ice
game.
bath.
Wind starting to pick up. Is it going to rain tonight, or?
I think so, around 6 o'clock.
I'm glad we'll be out here.
Lozano is playing corner as well, so.
There you go.
Not only is he kicking.
Not just a kicker.
There goes Puckett. Pulls it in, takes it down, gets to about the 24.
So it'll be under 2 minutes when this ball is snapped. I don't know what to say, Todd. I think the defense played really, really well against a quick team in a
confusing offense.
Right, offense you don't see very often.
Mm-hmm.
The offense had some bright spots, but had some struggles. So they're going to have to figure things out in a short week before they head north to Lane Tech.
Well, that's where it takes the players have to play and the coaches have to coach, and the coaches have to see what the players have done and what their positives are, what their negatives are, and kind of put a game plan together. Lane Tech's going to be come gunning. They're looking for their first win. There's Frank off the edge. Nice job. Read that one immediately.
Yeah, so Wyatt's out there, Todd, so maybe that shoulder just is just bothering him a little bit, but not enough to keep him out.
Was it a shoulder that
I don't want to
I
don't want to speculate.
Articulate, right.
Yeah.
But
I don't really know.
Right.
But
1 minute to go here in week 2.
Puckett's dropping back to punt now.
Oh, well, why not?
He's done everything else today.
He's a quarterback, free safety, running back, and add P to the list.
So the Dolphins will get 1 victory formation snap. Let it go.
Oh, get away from it. Goes off the side of his foot, and he downs it. That's
Tyson Hayes had visions of glory.
He's
like, I'm going to go get this, and nobody. But fortunately for the junior, he was standing right next to
close enough to Coach Finger.
Yeah, he was standing right next to the Dolphin bench. And,
close enough to the special teams coach.
He was
says,
warned
stay
off.
away from it.
He was warned off. So 1 snap, victory formation, and this one will be in the books. The Dolphins will move to 2-0 on the season, and be done with the easier part of their schedule as they head into conference play next week.
There you go. They're still looking for personnel. Just need one guy. Just anybody. Anybody want to take a snap?
Hey, it's going to be number 51.
There you go, my friend.
Opadale.
Baba
Wait,
Nabafesiami.
We got too many guys on the
Opadale.
field. I mean, come on. What?
Well,
you were waiting for a guy, and that guy ended up being the 12th guy. I'm so confused.
it's taken 2.5 minutes to play these last 36 seconds. But that's okay.
And they go to the shotgun to they go to the shotgun to take the victory formation.
Take the victory formation. So, clock winds down. The Whitney Young Dolphins will be 2-0 in 22 seconds. And the fans here on the Whitney Young side arise, give their boys the due that they deserve. And a lot to take from this game, Tony.
Lot to learn from. That's all you can do, right? You want the win, you want the victory, and you want to know what you can work on for next week. So
there you go.
That's all we can ask for.
Triple zeros on the board.
Thanks again, Todd. I never put the extra point up. I'm sorry, folks. Thanks to everybody that listened. Thanks to everybody that came out.
Yeah.
It's great to have this much support for the Dolphins football program. Once again, you can play 48 minutes of football, and you can't shake hands.
You can wave, though. You can wave it across. So, Tony, let's see. Who's our player of the game? I think that was pretty easy, huh?
I'm going to go with Mullet Man, number 24, the senior, Frank Skotanis.
I wonder if there's something written that every 24 has to have a mullet, because we saw
like
one last
season,
night. Yeah, so great job by Frank. 3 touchdowns today. Runs of 17, 25, and 2. Lozano adds extra points. We get a safety from Wyatt and or Dale in the end zone. And for Sarah Goode, I'm going to have to go with, I think your quarterback there.
Yeah, Puckett.
I mean, he played, he got hurt, came back, played tough, and, was running that offense as best he could. If it wouldn't have been him, it would have been those big guys up front, Folks and Guzman, for the defense. It was just stuffing things up and kind of consternation for the Dolphins in that second and third quarter until they got things going. So, any final thoughts, T?
There's no such thing as a bad win, Todd.
That's right.
There's just things we take away from a win and we have to work on before next Friday's game with the Myrtle and Gold.
The bold Myrtle and Gold. So special thanks to the good folks at Whitney Young High School. Head coach Dan Finger, Principal Joyce D. Kenner, and Athletic Director Chris Cassidy. And from Sarah Goode, Coach McLaren, Whitney Young class of 2008, and the entire Sarah Goode High School Athletic Department. Thanks to my partner, Tony McHale, for making this happen for the Whitney Young High School football community. Your Dolphins, as we said, on the road next week in a marquee matchup, heading to the corner of Western and Addison in historic Lane Stadium to face the mascot-less Lane Tech football team. Kind of like the Washington football team,
Yeah,
right?
they are, yep.
That's what they are right now. Sarah Goode will be on the road again. This time they'll head to Stagg Stadium to face Catalyst Maria, the Wolves, at 1 o'clock on Saturday. 23-0, Young with the win. They continue their winning ways, beginning 2-0 and heading into the teeth of their season schedule next week. Goode loses for the first time and falls to an even 1-1. For everyone at Whitney Young football, for Tony McHale, this is Todd Kibbe saying good afternoon, Gracie, from Newt Rockne Stadium, from the greatest city in the world, Chicago, Illinois. So long, everybody.